Today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, December 12th, our top story. Staying safe in this bitter cold.
I'm Erik. Bilstad. Federal frustration over Milwaukee's housing.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. At the moment, we're looking at okay ride. We've got, obviously, cold and, nice standard speeds at the moment since volume is relatively light. We're looking pretty good across the area. No major incidents to report either. So just be extra careful on some of those side roads, bridges and overpasses. They may be slick. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly sunny skies today, but bitter cold. Right now, we're at 4 degrees air temperature, 15 below in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it's the winds driving down these temperatures, or feels like temperatures. TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
National Weather Service continues a cold weather advisory for most of southeastern Wisconsin. Wind chills remain well below zero. Morning wind chills as low as minus 25 in some spots.
Cold temps can cause frostbite, of course, on exposed skin in as little as 30 minutes. So good idea to have a hat, scarf, gloves. If you got it, wear it today.
Could put some risk to your outdoor plumbing situation. Milwaukee Waterworks Superintendent Patrick Pauly tells WTMJ as those temperatures drop, keeping the house safe inside starts outside.
The fear there is that the freezing water would extend inside the home and potentially burst a pipe, and then you've got risk of considerable water damage from a burst pipe interior to the home.
Pauly says if you've exposed water pipes in the house, wrap foam sleeves around those pipes, especially in the basements, attics, or crawl spaces.
A scathing federal review of the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee.
Unable to meet its oversight role and providing misleading financial information. That's what a U.S. Department of Housing report released to the public on Wednesday says. It also instructs HACM to create a recovery plan. Executive Director of the advocacy group Common Ground, Jennifer O'Heir, tells WTMJ.
We think that this letter coming forth at this time really is going to give everyone a leg up because it's a map to a lot of the things they need to fix.
And Robert Masson.
It's going to be crucial that they have the support of the mayor.
At Milwaukee City Hall, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
At Wednesday's hearing, the board called for more transparency with residents and
a bit more accountability when it comes to this. And I understand that, again, that there wasn't a full body in place. We're working on that. But I just want to put it on the record that the time has come that we have to tighten up on our processes.
Milwaukee Alderwoman Charlene Moore is one of 4 new commissioners on HACM. The board officially appointed Commissioner Charlotte Hazlett as chair and Commissioner Karen Gotzler as the vice chair.
Back home after faking his death, now free on bond, Ryan Borkward of Watertown disappeared in August after a trip to Green Lake. His kayak later found overturned in the lake. He had faked his death and fled to Eastern Europe in October. The sheriff in Green Lake County, Mark Podol.
He's cooperated with us, got on an airplane, and landed in the United States.
Was he extradited?
No. Nope, he came back on his own.
Borkward charged now with obstruction of a police officer. He is due back in court in January.
A deepening mystery in the Northeast with drone sightings. ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Mounting fears with hundreds of mysterious drone sightings over New Jersey and Pennsylvania, night after night, for weeks. Officials in New Jersey now demanding action from federal authorities, meeting with Homeland Security Wednesday. A New Jersey legislator also in that meeting, posting on X that the drones appear much larger than typical hobby drones, in some cases up to 6 feet.
So these drones have often flown with lights off, making them harder to detect. The unidentified aircraft have been spotted above military installations, neighborhoods, even President-elect Donald Trump's Bedminster golf course.
Coming up, splashing into their newly renovated home. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:04.
I remember a guy by the name of Al Stankovich. Oh, yes.
Ben and Arvid Huth, brothers and owners of Penny Mustard Furnishings.
I have never seen children so well behaved as his children. And I remember saying to him, wow, your kids are well behaved. He looked at me and said, well, we work on it. His son looked at me and says, yep, he works on it. I'll never forget that line from his son, who was maybe 8, 9 years old at the time. But Al and his wife bought, it was the first big bedroom set we ever sold. It was the Paramount bedroom set. It was a beautiful bedroom set we had at the time, made in Spencer, Wisconsin. I don't think he knew, and I think we were scared to tell him that it was the biggest sale we ever made at the point in time. But it was an absolute huge sale. I think we were dancing after he walked out the door.
Well, I think we were in the store at 11:30 or midnight, just visiting with them. They're just really nice people, and it was just one of them perfect all-around transactions.
Yes.
Nice people.
Good customer, just a good guy. His wife was really nice.
Yep.
I remember that sale.
I delivered that.
See more at pennymustard.com.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. And right now they're offering a curriculum-based class similar to a day program to the public for those with early to mid memory loss. It's a great time to think about this during the holiday season. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Locations throughout Wisconsin, right here in the Milwaukee area, AzuraLiving.com.
Sick of campaign ads? I bet. But Racine County needs you at the polls on December 19th to vote for Ralph Malicki for county executive. Ralph stands for fiscal responsibility, collaboration, and economic development. Exactly the leadership Racine County needs to build for tomorrow. The South Shore Realtors Association supports Ralph Malicki. So should you. On December 19th, it's time to be picky. Vote for Ralph Malicki. Paid for by the Wisconsin Realtors Political Fund. Not authorized by any candidate, candidate's agent, or committee.
Whether you get pulled over or get into a crash, drinking and driving will change your whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
Semperfiroofing.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
A record-breaking night on local college hardwood. We got sports at 6:15.
Of course, bitter cold temps today, and the goal is to stay safe and warm during this frigid time. Fix-It show host David Nason from WTMJ in the morning on Saturdays has some tips.
David Nason tells WTMJ people should take the time to clean their furnace filters.
If you have the little 1-inch filter, where a lot of people do, that filter should be getting replaced every 45, 60 days.
Nason says windows should stay locked and closed.
When they're closed, your windows should be locked. If they're not locked, that means they have an opportunity to be drafty.
And anytime you leave the house,
you can turn the heat down if you're going to be gone, say, all day. That's why, if you have a programmable thermostat, you can turn it down to like 60 degrees, and then so that it turns back up when you are home.
Sean Brundup, WTMJ News.
Bird flu starting to affect dairy cows. It's forced federal regulators to call for nationwide tests of milk. Midwest Farm Report host Pam Yankee telling WTMJ milk in stores is safe to drink.
Milk and dairy is safe. Wisconsin is the leader when it comes to biosecurity and safety measures, but USDA just wants to try to make sure if anything starts changing that they're on top of it.
Yankee says pasteurization eliminates diseases like bird flu and other bacteria.
A new habitat in Milwaukee County could help save a species.
Bird curator for the Milwaukee County Zoo, Alex Ware, says the new habitat could help preserve Humboldt penguins.
We're hoping to have some breeding this year. Ideally, we would house between 15 and 22, 23 penguins.
Ware says the new renovations make that possible.
It gives us the opportunity to have 2 or 3 chicks this year, 2 or 3 chicks next year, and then continue to participate as part of the breeding program for the species as a whole.
He says the penguins are classified as vulnerable, but zoo breeding programs have helped increase their numbers. In Milwaukee, David Azadi-Scott, WTMJ News.
Yeah, they cut the ribbon on the new habitat, $5 million
here we go.
Investment in the first thing that you see when you walk into the gates at the zoo. Penguin. You know what David said yesterday? He came back from the story. I'm like, how about the penguins? He's like, well, they said it was a little cold for the penguins. It's too cold for the penguins.
Oh, man.
6:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Al Leidinger, president of Matheson Manufacturing, needed better document imaging technology rather badly. Then came a James Imaging Systems sales representative to the rescue.
Tammy Oliver actually walked in the door one day and introduced herself and showed us the new features that the Toshiba had compared to our old copier. So we ended up signing up with them.
Now, after the sale, is your James Imaging Systems sales rep's customer service, media, meeting your expectations?
Yes, she still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
James Imaging Systems. Better document imaging technology, better support, amazing people.
There's a true personal relationship, and we've been very happy with them.
Less than happy with your current document imaging vendor? Make the switch to James Imaging Systems. It's easy to do. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Traffic is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences for over 30 years. Perfect holiday gift this season is a Bartolotta gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com. Debbie.
All right. Currently, we have pretty good winter road conditions. Obviously cold. Some of the areas, especially the side roads, bridges, and overpasses, might be a little bit slick, but at the moment, we're looking pretty good on the freeway system. Volume-wise and speed-wise, we're pretty much standard. We've got light volume for the morning, and then the speeds are pretty much normal for your morning ride as well. Watch for that volume to start kicking in, but at the moment, we're looking good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, very cold and windy, mostly sunny though this afternoon. High temperatures only topping out in the teens. Wind chills still well below zero. It's clear and cold tonight with lows dipping back into the single digits. Wind chills will still be near or below zero. It's a mostly to partly sunny sky for our Friday. High temperatures back into the upper 20s. Rain likely on Saturday with a high of 40 degrees. After some morning showers on Sunday, it's cloudy and mild with a high of 44 and another chance of showers on Monday with a high of 46. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
15 below with the wind chill, 4 degrees in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Good news on today's brutal cold is we're already working through it.
My name is Freeze. Learn it well.
Start forgetting about it by about tomorrow midday.
Okay. Good news is it's like 1.5 days. By Friday, we're back up to 30.
Yeah, Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Iznansky joined us earlier this week on Wisconsin's Morning News. So, yeah, you heard Brendan's forecast. Predicted high for Friday. Kind of right on target there. Maybe a few degrees colder than 30, but get through this morning with that now called cold weather advisory. That goes through 10 o'clock this morning for most of southeast Wisconsin. Low temperature tonight, 6 degrees. But indeed, by tomorrow afternoon, temperatures pushing close to 30 once again. This is one of those Arctic blasts. And you recall how impressed you were with my weather knowledge the other day.
Yes, about the trough and all that stuff.
Brilliant analysis. So is that one of those where the jet stream creates the trough, we get the cold Arctic air, but then it moves and shifts?
Yes, exactly.
Is that what it is?
Totally. Yeah, you're exactly right. And
yeah, see? I know the weather.
Perfect. Great question. So the trough does dig all the way down, but you also got to make sure that you're actually fetching from an extremely cold source where the airflow does come straight out of the North Pole.
Not the best thing we get out of the North Pole this season. Santa, of course.
Yes, yeah,
that's
right.
Yep, but again, throw another lump of coal on the fire, Mr. Scrooge, because we'll get through it. But again, worst of it just ahead of us today, but then climbing out already tomorrow. Hey, coming up, the Badgers football schedule for next season just dropped. I don't know, 3 wins, 4, maybe 5. It's ugly. We'll do it next in sports.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, J&J Contractors. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Packers and Seahawks Sunday night. Saints, Vikings, and Bears to follow on the schedule. Packers at 9-4 on the season. Right now in the wild card playoff picture, but quarterback Jordan Love is in a run-the-table mentality.
We're kind of in the same boat as last year. We're saying we got to win out. Our goal is to win every game to finish the stretch and obviously, like you said, secure a playoff spot. But
yeah, Love staying there still, 1 week at a time. But they know you lose this week. Packers, if the season ended today, would be the 6th seed in the NFC. But lose this week, and you're kind of on the bubble here. Tough stretch ahead. So,
and it's not a walk in the park this week either.
No, like Seattle's fighting for their playoff lives as well.
Playing in Seattle's always tough.
And playing there, yes, very difficult. You want to do UWM next or Badgers?
No, let's do Badgers now. It's brand new.
Badgers just now dropping their 2025 football schedule. On it for Bucky. A September game in Tuscaloosa against Alabama. Greg, have the horn ready just for a series of these.
Come on.
Okay, so we play at Alabama. Let me see. We play at Michigan.
No, that's okay.
Ohio State is at Camp Randall Stadium in October. We are at Oregon. Washington comes to Camp Randall. Right. Indiana, which apparently is good now, right? That's in Indiana. Illinois, Minnesota. So really tough run for the Badgers. Like just how things stack up right now. I don't know. 4 wins, 5 maybe guaranteed.
Now, they need a quarterback, right?
Yes, quarterback Braden Locke is on his way out, announcing he will enter the transfer portal. Interesting play here.
I am breaking up with you.
You are?
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
I mean, not that it was all on his shoulders. The entire offense was kind of a mess this season, but did we see stellar play from the quarterback position?
Well, maybe he's reading the tea leaves, knowing that he probably doesn't have a shot.
What we have right now is like 2-3 redshirt freshmen. Like one guy played like 3 snaps, completed a pass ever in college football.
So,
and you're breaking up with me.
Indiana gets a new coach, and all of a sudden, really, really good.
Right, overnight.
We get a new coach,
playoffs.
and it's
we're rebuilding. We're trying something new. Got to give time. Got to give time for get his people in.
Interesting.
Okay.
College hardwood, UW Milwaukee versus UW Green Bay, an absolute
boat race.
Panthers take care of business, beat up the Phoenix 88-67. Now Milwaukee's Jermichael Stillwell, one of the best performances of a Panther ever.
Left wing Johnson for 3, no good. Rebound for Jermichael Stillwell. There's number 19. 24 and 19 for Stillwell.
Yeah, Scott Warris with the call there on 101.7 The Truth. Yeah, 24 points, 19 rebounds. That's a school record, by the way. He nearly out-rebounded the entire Phoenix team by himself. They only had 22. He had 19 on his own.
Jermichael Stillwell was awesome. And we were not.
That's Green Bay coach Doug Gottlieb. So Doug Gottlieb's the coach there. He's that national sports radio host who also moonlights as a college head coach.
In his free time, coaches an NCAA Division I basketball team.
Fascinating postgame from him. We'll bring you some of the highlights at 6:45.
6:17 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Our next Wisconsin's Morning News standout of the year.
Mark your calendars for another giveaway on Spanning the State. Tune in Tuesday and Thursday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. for WTMJ's holiday promotion, sponsored by the Original Botanas, the best Mexican restaurant in Milwaukee. Listen for your cue to call for a chance to win a Botanas $50 gift card. And remember to check out Botanas for your next Taco Tuesday, Tequila Thursday, or just any day for good food and drinks.
Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic, 2 herniated discs, surgery on the books, but now Laura is feeling so much better after receiving regular care with Dr. Alex Young and Connect Chiropractic. She's one of my fellow patients there, and for me, it's neck, back, shoulder, all feeling better. Laura was in serious pain, though. She had tried everything, even been in the hospital, was on morphine for the pain, and things were getting worse. After working with the Connect Chiropractic team, Laura tells us that she's not only seeing a better, not worsening of her condition, but she's actually starting to heal. And she went ahead and canceled that surgery. That's how much Connect Chiropractic has improved her life. No twisting, no cracking, no popping, just life-changing results. Get on the road to better health now, starting at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions, get answers. Connect today toll-free, 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Checking in with Debbie here at 619.
Okay, looking pretty good at the moment. We've got a couple of broken down vehicles, though. Northbound 4394, just one north of Holt Avenue, off on the right shoulder. Another one on, actually, this one's a crash on the ramp from Loomis to 894 eastbound. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. The rest of the system is actually looking pretty good. We're looking at standard speeds. You do want to keep it under control, though. Some of those side roads, bridges, and overpasses might be a little bit slick. At the moment, though, we're looking at pretty good road conditions on the freeway system proper. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Coming up next,
the SOTs.
Yes. First, your storm team forecast. We're at 4 degrees right now, 15 below with the wind chill. We have a cold weather advisory in effect for much of southeast Wisconsin until 10 o'clock this morning. It's not like it warms up a whole lot. High of 14 degrees today. Tonight, clear and cold with wind chills below zero once again. But we're warming up on Friday already, mostly to partly sunny on Friday, high 27. For the weekend, we got temperatures in the 40s. Right now, again, at 4 degrees.
So it appears we know who the Time Person of the Year is going to be.
Which is virtually no surprise.
Usually it drops during like the Today Show. They do something in a couple of hours.
The official rollout, right?
Yeah.
Somebody from Time.
Politico and others, though, already reporting, and this was as expected. Donald Trump will be named the Time Person of the Year this morning, per reports. The president-elect is in New York already this morning. He's expected to ring the bell at the New York Stock Exchange to open it up there at 8:30. So that'll be a big to-do. I don't think he'll actually be on the Today Show, though, will he? You think so?
I wouldn't think so, but that was not something that was mentioned. Normally, they don't have the person on. They just have somebody on from Time,
you're right, yes.
to explain this is why we made the pick and all of that. I mean, look, maybe you like him, maybe you don't, but either way, can you argue against that pick as someone who dominated the narrative of everything in the past year?
And those are the same parameters that we follow here on Wisconsin's Morning News for our standout of the year. We've announced 2 so far, and we're looking for people who have made an impact in the state of Wisconsin during the 2024 year. And that's where we are at today. Do you have a category? Did you figure one out for this one? Or
no, because it transcends multiple categories.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just fire it off. Here we go.
The Wisconsin's Morning News Standout of the Year is Visit Milwaukee CEO Peggy Williams-Smith.
I proudly accept your nomination for President of the United States. Thank you.
A sea of balloons would fall from the rafters at Fiserv Forum as Donald Trump accepted the GOP nomination on the final night of the Republican National Convention. And at this very moment, the center of the political universe, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And thousands of visitors were happy as can be.
Our guests might not remember every detail about their stay in Milwaukee, but they're going to remember how we make them feel.
That was Visit Milwaukee's CEO Peggy Williams-Smith before the convention, knowing full well what was at stake in 2024. A rebrand was taking place, literally.
There's a heart, and the heartbeat of the city runs through a vibrant, pulse of energy.
Visit Milwaukee unveiled a new look in 2024, and with that, a new Milwaukee vibe to show off.
That is both confident and optimistic.
An energy that included a brand spanking new convention center. But to be successful, you need more than just a shiny car. So now you have the engine, right? You have the machine. Now what?
Well, our machine started 3 years ago. We couldn't wait until it was done.
Great leaders understand all facets of the business, and that's Peggy Williams-Smith.
Jeff Sherman of WTMJ's The Upswing has known and worked with Williams-Smith for years.
Peggy is someone that brings other people to the table. She pushes her staff and her team through the curtain and gets people involved, and that's what a great leader does, and ultimately it's those little things that make her so incredibly effective.
we're in Wisconsin.
You know, going into Wisconsin, going to Milwaukee, there's going to be cheese, there's going to be bratwurst.
She was instrumental in providing the hit show Top Chef with all it needed. Tourism Secretary Ann Sayers.
None of this happens without great partners. Thank you to Peggy and Josh and Claire, the entire team at Visit Milwaukee. They are rock stars, and they are anchoring this for your community.
Are there specific events, Peggy, that you will now target and say, look at what we did here?
Well, we've been doing that. We started when we secured the DNC. So we'll just continue, and now we'll be able to say that we executed a convention. There's really nothing we won't go after unless it requires a football stadium.
Well, actually, a football stadium is at play.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the NFL selects Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Titletown, USA, Green Bay, Wisconsin, will host the draft next year. And don't think for a second that Visit Milwaukee didn't play a role.
We were very involved with Brad Toll and the Packers and their team on bringing the draft. We're going to partner with some people to try to make sure that we can host some things here so we get some of that overnight business before they drive up to the draft and then come back here.
More drafts, more conventions, more TV shows means more money. Not only for Milwaukee, but for Wisconsin.
Billions of dollars. That's billions of dollars in economic impact, but it is $1 billion in direct spending as well.
Visit Milwaukee CEO Peggy Williams-Smith, a Wisconsin's Morning News Standout of the Year for 2024.
When you said, what category, right? But that transcends categories.
Yeah.
Was it business? Was it economics? Was it development? Was it slice of life? Because the RNC, among things, affected a lot of us in one way or another, whether you viewed it as an inconvenience or a spectacle to see, brought a lot of attention to Milwaukee, all of those things. But it sort of moves across categories.
Well, yeah, and there's a thing, I think you've seen this in all walks of life in other jobs or whatever, where hey, we got this brand new thing. Hey, we got this awesome tool, or we got this awesome, new program that we're going to use. Okay, well, you got to implement that program now. You got to use and sell that Barrett Center now. You can't just have a thing. You got to be able to figure out how to promote it and utilize it correctly, and that's what they're doing.
And I like that it doesn't stop there. It wasn't like, we had a great year, all stop. It's what she said about using now proof of performance. We put on the RNC. We've got the draft in Green Bay, so we'll execute that. But now how do you use that to show to other groups, other entities, other events?
Right.
We've done this. If you had any doubt about Milwaukee, we've done this. Look at our work.
Right.
So you have that in your portfolio.
Still think an all-star game is in the cards. Who knows? You hear different things all the time, but still think that they're going to push for something like that.
Ought to have both an NBA and Major League Baseball all-star game
Maybe
back
another tie
in Milwaukee. I want to tell you, trivia is back. Capco Kids to Kids, brought to you by Quizmaster Trivia, happening next week. Broken Bat Brewery, Wednesday, December 18th, 7 to 9 p.m. We'd love to have you come out and visit our WTMJ host. It'll be Steve Scafidi, Kristen Bry, and Brian Noonan, and playing for a chance to win gift cards. And if you can't get on out there, we'd love to have you text CAPCO to 855-616-1620 to donate to Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive. News about your money: Dow Jones Industrial average at 44,149. The NASDAQ back above 20,000, and the S&P 500 at 6084. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Save big money at Menards. Did you know the attic is a home's #1 source of heat loss? Adding fiberglass insulation to your attic now is an easy and effective way to keep warm air in and lower your utility bills by 15%. Plus, you can stack on more savings with additional federal tax credits on qualifying energy-efficient upgrades. Stop into Menards today and check out all the ways to insulate your home and save.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Anyway, let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 2-liter bottle selective varieties super chilled 2-liter soda, 2 for $3. 15 to 30 count selective varieties solo cups, plates, or bowls, $3.99. 4 to 12 count selective varieties Klondike ice cream bars, $4.49. 52 ounce selective varieties Fairlife milk, $3.99.
And now, time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
That's too over the top. Try this. Win free groceries from Century Foods.
Win free groceries from Century Foods.
Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by January 8th.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
We're thrilled to have the one and only Will Pounder.
I don't know what that means.
Labeled or known as being a big baguette.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. American Travis Timmerman, who turned up in Syria today, says he was detained after crossing into the country by foot on a Christian pilgrimage 7 months ago.
He was found in the street, not wearing any shoes, his beard long, hungry, but broadly speaking in good health.
ABC's James Longman outside of Damascus. The White House says it's monitoring the investigation into mysterious large drones spotted flying over sensitive locations in the Northeast. Dozens of sightings reported since last month. The Pentagon denies Iran is responsible. FBI Director Christopher Wray announcing he'll resign at the end of the Biden administration in January. More than 2 years before his term was set to end, Wray faced pressure from President-elect Trump after the FBI investigations into Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. President Biden today announcing he's pardoning 39 people who were convicted of nonviolent crimes, plus more than 1,500 commutations. This is ABC News.
Well, looks like we got a crash on the ramp from Loomis to 894 eastbound. Watch out for that one. Otherwise, a couple broken down vehicles. One just on southbound 43 north of the county line in Osakie County. Then we've also got one on northbound 4394 just north of Holt Avenue. Watch for those bridges and overpasses. They may be a little bit slick, but at the moment our travel times are looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Cold weather advisory in effect for most of southeast Wisconsin goes until 10 o'clock this morning. Here's why. High today of just 14 degrees. Right now wind chills in the double digits below zero. Clear and cold tonight. 6 degrees your low temp, wind chill still below zero overnight. Right now at 4 in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, dangerously cold winds driving temperatures down. A little bit more from TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson this morning.
National Weather Service continues a cold weather advisory for most of southeastern Wisconsin. Wind chills remain well below zero. Morning wind chills as low as minus 25 in some spots.
Frostbite, one of the issues you may deal with today with these bitterly cold temperatures.
The father of 3 who faked his own death during a kayaking trip in Green Lake is free this morning, free from jail on a signature bond. Ryan Borkwart of Watertown disappeared in August, then took off, fled the country. Green Lake Sheriff Mike Podol says they've been in contact with him.
He's cooperated with us, got on an airplane, and landed in the United States.
Podol confirmed he was not extradited, but he returned on his own. Borkwart has been charged with a misdemeanor obstruction of a police officer. He's due back in court in January.
The housing authority of the city of Milwaukee is still, quote, troubled, according to a U.S. Department of Housing report released hours into Wednesday's first meeting of the new board.
The report says Hackham management fails to provide high-quality public housing, accurate financial reporting, or compliance with federal program regulations. And there hasn't been a full 7-member board since 2019. After Wednesday's annual board meeting, Executive Director of the advocacy group Common Ground, Jennifer O'Hear, tells WTMJ.
We are incredibly hopeful with the change in leadership, both with Willie Hines retiring, but also with 4 new reform-minded board members.
At Milwaukee City Hall, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
And this report was actually sent to Hackham leaders and Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson nearly 2 months ago, but is first surfacing now, just days after Executive Director Willie Hines announced his retirement.
In Milwaukee. It's official. Renovated habitat for the Humboldt penguins now open at the Milwaukee County Zoo. Chairwoman Marcelia Nicholson.
It's fitting that the penguins are first to greet us here at the zoo.
Their new home is a celebration of conservation, education, and community.
Construction on the $5 million project kicked off in March. The zoo is home to 15 Humboldt penguins who are considered a vulnerable species.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Codorama is going on now at Sendik's. Wild-caught North Atlantic cod fillets for just $4.99 is just the start. Check out the best seafood in the market at Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Exciting Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
News sponsored by Walktel Tree Science. Visit healthytrees.com.
Did you know Walktel Tree Science works all year long, even through the winter? Now's the time to have one of their ISA certified arborists inspect your trees for pruning, insect, or disease issues. And winter is actually the perfect time to prune your trees while they're dormant. Don't wait until spring. Plan ahead for a healthy, beautiful yard. Visit healthytrees.com today. That's healthytrees.com. Walktel Tree Science, keeping trees healthy and beautiful since 1935.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Christmas sale, and we're spreading holiday cheer with unbeatable deals on festive favorites and unique gifts for all the originals on your list. Like $50 off select 2-packs of DeWalt batteries. For the kids, assorted remote control vehicles and drones, 20% off. For Western fans, earn up to $100 cash back with Ariat's holiday rebates. See store for details. Plus, now through Saturday, Blaine's Rewards members get a free $10 Farm and Fleet gift card for every $100 purchase. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Exciting Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Packers trying to make it a 1 week at a time, but we had sports at 6:45.
You know how we just told you, not that long ago, that AC/DC was making a reunion
back on tour?
Yeah,
right?
like 9 years since they've been out. Oasis recently, that was a bigger deal just because it's been so long since the Gallagher brothers have done anything together. So there's another band looking to make an extra penny or two. Black Sabbath reunion.
The British heavy metal band staged a farewell tour in 2017, but bassist Geezer Butler has told the entertainment platform Life Minute Ozzy Osbourne's been talking about one last Black Sabbath reunion concert, possibly a surprise pop-up in some club somewhere. After all, that's how the group started out back in the late 1960s. The appearance would be Osbourne's last because his health is failing. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
So normally I would say that AC/DC or some of these others are touring because that's how you can make some quick money. You do a tour for 9 months, maybe a year, and you do a bunch of shows and you can make some nice coin there. I don't think Ozzy really needs to make any money. This is just to do something. Is that what you would say?
I had no idea this was happening. I'm a huge Black Sabbath fan, so I'm a little ashamed. But Ozzy does. I mean, they literally mentioned that his health is declining. So you want to hit the road again?
Well, his health is declining. Hasn't it been for 20 years?
That's also a great point.
We should point out, it sounds like this would be maybe a one-time,
a one-off,
right. Maybe a two-stopper. But it's like, hey, we would love to just hit a club. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being at the rave all of a sudden and these guys show
That
up?
would actually be pretty sweet.
Cactus Club.
How awesome would that be?
6:38, Wisconsin's Morning News.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hey, Vince, so Everyday Hero is coming up here in a minute. Can I just play you a quick tease? All right, you ready? Here it is.
This Bertrand, Nebraska man came to the rescue on a horse.
Right up your alley.
Coming up.
I want to talk to you about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, a lot of great things come from the North Pole this kind of year, but among them is not your Pella Windows and Doors. See, I guess Santa's a little bit busy. They don't want to put that on Santa. On top of it, Gina Della tells us there are just too many colors, designs, and customizations. concerned about the quality of craftsmanship. Not that Santa's elves don't do a good job, but there are very specific specs on these Pella windows and doors. And right now, here's the deal. You pay as low as $19 a window, $81 per patio door per month. It's festive time of year, but think about the weather. Today's the kind of day you're going to feel it. With wind chills below zero, you'll feel that draft coming from your drafty old windows and doors. So time to replace them now and take advantage of this great deal. Here it is again, $19 per window, $81 per patio door per month when you spread your payments out to make it more affordable. Certain restrictions do apply. And this deal ends at the end of the year, 12/31/2024. Visit PellaWI.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. And right now they're offering a curriculum-based class similar to a day program to the public for those with early to mid memory loss. It's a great time to think about this during the holiday season. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Locations throughout Wisconsin, right here in the Milwaukee area, AzuraLiving.com.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Traffic brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences over 30 years. Perfect holiday gift this season, Deb. Bartolotta gift card. Get yours at bartolottas.com.
I would welcome one. Hint, hint.
Yes, lovely.
Hint. Dropping hints to all and sundry. Okay. We're looking good around the area. Light volume right now. Pretty much standard speeds. Please be safe, though. Those bridges and overpasses, they like to freeze over quickly and more than just the regular pavement. At the moment, I'm not seeing really any incidents or anything involved with that, but just keep that in mind. The rest of the system looking actually pretty good. We do have that one crash on the ramp from Loomis to 894 eastbound. That's being taken care of. A little bit of a distraction because of the flashing lights, but not too bad. Hey, but if you do happen to see something we should know about, you can safely do so. Give us a call, the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329. Come to Hall Volkswagen for the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today. National Weather Service continues a cold weather advisory for most of southeastern Wisconsin. Wind chills remain well below zero. Morning wind chills as low as -25 in some spots. It is very cold and windy for our Thursday. Mostly sunny with high temperatures only topping out in the teens. Clearing cold tonight with lows in the single digits. Mostly to partly sunny for Friday, a high of 27. Rain likely on Saturday, but more mild, a high near 40. Some morning showers on Sunday, otherwise cloudy and mild with a high of 44, and another chance of rain by Monday, high of 46. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Wind chill at 15 below, air temp 4 degrees in Milwaukee.
Let's honor an everyday hero. An everyday hero is when we celebrate an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life. Everyday Hero is sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Yes, today we head to Central City, Nebraska. Now I'm going to play something for you, a little foreshadowing of what happens here.
This Bertrand, Nebraska man came to the rescue on a horse.
Yes, there you go.
Good start.
So that's how the report starts from KETV ABC 7 out of Omaha. So here's what happened. Edgar Estrada recently honored at the Iowa-Nebraska football game for something he did last summer. He was taking part in a roping tournament at a county fair. Super hot on this day. So you're on a horse, you throw lassos, for this roping tournament, and he's preparing for round 2 when he heard something in the distance, something that sounded like crying.
At first, I thought they were goats, but something told me to keep looking.
Yeah, it wasn't goats. So he's looking around. He tells KETV he didn't see any kids in the stands. So he jumped on FJ, that's his horse. So he and FJ went to investigate, and that's when he spotted a toddler locked in a car.
I seen the little arms moving around there, And then I realized that that baby's locked with the windows barely open.
Yeah, it was way too hot. There's no way you leave that little kid in there. He knew he had to do something.
I just took action, I guess. I took my knife and I was able to prod the window down. I touched the little baby's skin, and it almost seemed like it was melting.
Yeah, the child would end up being okay and is now in a foster home. As for Estrada,
I'm not no hero. I don't know what that feels like. I guess I had common sense that day and put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, he ain't no hero.
Come on, man.
So you'll appreciate this part.
You are.
So this is my favorite part. Nebraska honors him at their football game against Iowa. Unfortunately, there is one part of it that's not the best.
I hate saying this, but my favorite team's Ohio State.
Okay, so all right,
still not a Huskers fan.
Still
but no thanks, though.
Still honored him, though. Everyday Hero is sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Think you're smarter than the people you hear on the radio? Well, time to prove it with our Trivia Showdown. Brought to you by Quizmaster. Go head-to-head with WTMJ personalities in trivia competition. Check WTMJ.com or text trivia to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for a list of dates and locations of our next Trivia Showdown. Benefiting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Only here on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Lifetime Door Company, and I'm not going to tell you right now about the amazing look of my new Made in America Haas garage door from Lifetime. You can see it for yourself by texting DOOR to 855-616-1620. That's DOOR to the WTMJ talk and text line. I'll send you out a picture, but what I want to tell you about is my new LiftMaster opener, expertly installed by Lifetime Door Company. This thing is so quiet, can't even hear when my wife or the kids come home and open that door. LED lighting makes it bright as day if you need to get some work done in the garage, and it comes camera equipped. So you can see who is in and who is out of your garage, live or recorded anytime. You can operate the door right from a mobile app on your phone. You want one? Lifetime Door Company will knock 5% off the total purchase on all service and installation when you tell them Vinny sent you. Visit the showroom in Brookfield or get started online now at lifetimedoor.net.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Week 15 in the NFL kicks off tonight. West Coast battle Rams in San Francisco to play the 49ers. That's a 7:15 kick. Packers will be on the West Coast as well Sunday night against Seattle. With the playoff picture coming into focus, Green Bay would be the 6th seed right now. 4 games to play, though.
We're focused on this game, period. But I do think...
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, knowing how the math is shaping up, each win at a premium. So you can say, well, we're week to week, but you got 4 left and you're looking out. Focused on the basics this week.
It's a lot of these games, especially late in the season when you're playing good football teams, are separated by a couple of plays, and you never know when those plays are going to show up. So you better make sure that you maximize those opportunities. You're on all your little details in order for you to be on top when that clock hits 0.
Remaining for the Packers, Saints, Vikings, and Bears in that order. Okay. Good news for Green Bay. Injured cornerback Jair Alexander, a full participant in practice on Wednesday, so appears on track at this point to start Sunday night. Wisconsin football just dropped their 2025 schedule, and if we're better than 5 wins as things stack up now, I don't know how you get at Alabama, at Michigan, at Oregon, at Indiana, who's all of a sudden good. Also, The Ohio State University at home. Tough road for Bucky in 2025. And oh, by the way, quarterback Braden Locke issuing a statement on his social media. When you thank the coaches and you thank your teammates for a, quote, unforgettable 2 years, you're doing what?
Sayonara.
Leaving.
Yep.
He's out entering the transfer portal.
Man, okay. College basketball, UW Milwaukee just beats up on UW Green Bay.
Doug Gottlieb will take a timeout. The radio host by day, the men's college basketball coach by night, sees his team down 10.
Yeah, and it got worse than that. That's got worse with the call there on 101.7 The Truth. UWM wins easy. So, yeah, the Green Bay coach is Doug Gottlieb. You may recognize the name. You've seen him do the national radio talk show thing. He also does NCAA tournament stuff. Like, he's been on CBS before going through all the games. And now he also coaches the Phoenix after the game. Gottlieb, unhappy.
We got a good old-fashioned ass whooping on the boards. And they were just men and we were boys.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Panthers destroyed him on the boards. Jermichael Stillwell of the Panthers had a record 19 rebounds.
Word's out in the league, and this is the way you beat us, and we just have not responded. And we are searching for guys that respond.
Yeah, he said it was just bad.
We're just trying to find somebody who will defend and rebound.
Okay. Yeah.
And we haven't found it.
Yeah, he said he's kind of calling his guys out a little bit.
I think
okay.
I've really tried my hardest to continue to pump them full of confidence before the game, but I think during the game we get stunned and hit, and it's the same thing on repeat. And then I lose my cool a little bit with them because I just don't understand.
Okay, Coach, you get it.
So we're going to try this now. I'm just going to openly rip my guys.
There's a lot going on there.
See if that works.
And Stillwell did have a game.
Jermichael Stillwell was awesome.
Yeah, right.
And we were not.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, back to the drawing board there, Coach.
Guess asked and answered, right? All the questions.
Listen to Spanning the State.
We are less than a month out from an election where inflation, eggs, gas, the cost of things was a main motivator for how people voted. And yet we are spending in record numbers.
Inflation was the big thing. The prices are so high, people don't have money. If things are really that bad, we're not dropping $11 billion on Friday and $13 billion today and $6 billion the day before Thanksgiving.
From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. only on WTMJ.
We got a good old-fashioned ass whooping on the boards. And they were just men and we were boys.
Happy holidays. Vince Vitrano here to tell you about Built Right's Black December mattress deals on now. One location saves you time and money, and Built Right makes it easy to shop, easy to buy. And here's how they do that. I was telling you, I was in the store the other day, an opportunity to talk with Built Right staff before their Saturday meeting. And Randy Kay, you know her, you see her on TV, fourth generation of this 96-year-strong family business. She had everybody on staff introduce themselves and how they came to work at Built Right. And it's person after person with decades of experience in the furniture business or in customer sales or some other parts of the country some of them have moved here from. They now work at Built Right, experts in what they do. And then these are the folks who guide you through what mattress is right for you. They have over 60 models, 500 in stock. How would you even know where to start? That's why we say it's easy to shop, easy to buy. You will be perfectly fit for your mattress in a made-in-America brand you know and trust, just like the folks at Built Right. Free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built Right always saves you money. Shop Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Tell them Vinny sent you to family-owned Built Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. If you're looking for a way to transform your garage, basement, patio, or commercial floor, let me tell you about Spartan Coatings. They're doing my stuff. They're veteran-owned. They're about durability, quality, and style. And right now, a year-end promotion's going on. You get $300 off your next project if you book it by the end of the year. Check that out. Visit SpartanCoat.com or call 262-462-0000. Book your project today and save that $300. Strength meets style. That's Spartan Strong.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
What do you see on the roads here, Deb?
Well, we got some slowdowns, and we had that one accident on 894 eastbound right about at Loomis, right on the ramp there. So watch out for that. It's off on the right shoulder. Slowing down just a little bit in that neck of the woods as folks are slowing down to take a look at what's going on. A couple broken down vehicles here and there, but they are all out of traffic. Just keep in mind you want to warm up that car because it's nasty cold out there. The road conditions, at least at this point on the freeway system, are looking pretty good. Just watch those bridges and overpasses on and off ramps. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drakamp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Very cold. Of course, we have a cold weather advisory in effect for most of the area. Very cold and windy, sunny. High of 14, wind chills down to 20 below. Tonight, clear and cold with a low of 6 with wind chills down to 5 below. Friday, high of 27. We get into the 40s into the weekend. Right now, it's 3 degrees with sub-zero wind chills at 6:54.
Come with me now.
Remember that time when your self-driving car was imminent?
Yes.
Right?
Now, in fairness, it does kind of drive a little bit.
Yeah, but I feel like 10 years ago, we thought like by this time, at least I did, that new cars would be coming with fully autonomous features. Like you can, if you want to, let the car just drive itself. Like that'd be fairly standard. I mean, my son Max, he's into tech and stuff like that, right? I remember him probably 10 years ago at this time suggesting he would not need to get a driver's license. Why do I need to do that? Cars are going to drive themselves. And he was serious.
Yeah, well, I get it.
So we are getting closer to that. A bunch more new tech is behind the wheel now. Debbie Lazaga takes us into the future.
Well, we're not quite there yet. When it comes to autonomous vehicles, a lot of pieces of the puzzle have to land in the right place and in the right order before we can just set it and forget it, relax and read a book while the car takes care of the rest. Like when we start a trip, we generally know where we're going and what route we're going to take. But what happens if there's construction ahead or if there's an accident? If only there was a way for the roads to let us know what's in store for us on our trip. That's where these guys come in.
So humans are very good at using multiple sensors and multiple inputs to figure out a situation very quickly. Where humans fail is when they get distracted and they do other things and they're not actually thinking about the task. The one thing that's nice about computers is that they're always thinking about the task.
John Reel is a transportation systems engineer at the Wisconsin Traffic Operations and Safety Laboratory, or TOPS Lab, at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. So what's the difference between autonomous vehicles and what they're working on?
So autonomous vehicle is the one that most people hear about because it's a vehicle eventually driving itself without a driver. A connected vehicle is something that doesn't even need to be autonomous at all. It could be a human-driven vehicle that is just connected to either other vehicles.
Think of connected vehicles as a stepping stone toward autonomous. As a matter of fact, there are 6 different levels of autonomy.
Right now there's a standardized set of levels that anyone who's talking about automated vehicles will use, anywhere from level 0 up through 5. So there's 6 levels. Level 0 would be a car that you get in from the 90s, early 2000s. So you might have automatic transmission, ABS systems, things like that, but they're not anything that's really assisting you with the driving task itself.
Most new cars you can buy nowadays are level 1, adaptive cruise control, lane deviation warnings or correction, things like that. What we're looking at can fall into any of the levels from 1 to 5. Incidentally, level 5, that's the set it and forget it. The car can do all the driving for you, including evasive maneuvering, following detours, etc., without much input from the quote-unquote driver. One application of this technology could be as simple as dealing with someone running a red light.
If you're in a city and you really don't know if that's going to happen or not until you get right close to the intersection where maybe if you're a really good driver, you might be able to do some sort of avoidance maneuver, but it's not enough reaction time available. So if everything's connected and communicating, the vehicle that's running the red signal would be sending messages to the intersection. The intersection would be processing that and saying, wait a second, this vehicle's approaching a red signal at a speed too fast for them to be able to stop before they enter. It would then process out a safety message which would be sent to the other vehicles in the area that are connected. So your vehicle, even if it's a level 1 you're driving the vehicle, will now get this message way ahead of time before you would have seen the vehicle, and you'll be able to slow down and stop.
Obviously, there are more than just that application. As a matter of fact, the possibilities are endless. And I actually got a demonstration of the technology. That's where we picked up Yang Tao, Madison's assistant city traffic engineer. What are some of the expectations long-term for this technology?
So this is something very new, and even for Madison, it's a pilot project for us. We identified the different needs that we want to fulfill for a short term, and we're working on addressing those along this corridor. We want to improve safety. We want to improve operations, reduce congestion and emission, and we want to improve bus on-time performance.
But for the long term, rather than spending millions of dollars expanding the roadway, Tal says they want to use this technology to make the transportation smarter, to use what we have more efficiently. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
And Debbie's series continues tomorrow. What are we looking at tomorrow, Deb?
We're going to be seeing how the things are progressing. The ride that I took was just a couple of years ago, but I wanted to see how things have been moving along. So I was able to speak with someone at the DOT that was able to give me a little bit more of an insight on what we're going to be expecting here in the near future.
Okay, flying cars next.
I hope so.
6:59 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, there's free pizza today at the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Merck here. I love the Mine Shaft pizza. Pepperoni's my favorite. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. Buy 2 pizzas, get 2 free. Buy 10, get 10 free pizzas, any size, any quantity. Hey, coaches, bring in your teams. Check it out. They can beef up on the free pizza. Your players will love the Mine Shaft's world-class game room. It's super affordable, team bonding. Bring in pizza today for your loyal employees, maybe your clients. They'll appreciate you, and your second pizza is always free. Incredible value. Business owners, managers, order now and pick up your pizza shortly or dine in. Plus, the Friday all-you-can-eat fish fry is just $7.99. $7.99. That's nuts. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. Don't turn your oven on. Just walk in today for your free pizza. Plenty to take home for tomorrow. MineShaftRestaurant.com. Big food, big fun. It's the Mine Shaft.
It's a bully that will not let up until you do something about it. And the worst part is that the bullying happens when you're at your most vulnerable. You might as well have your hands tied behind your back while that bully puts one hand over your mouth and pinches your nose with the other. He'll let up, let you catch your breath, and then he'll do it again. Sleep apnea is a bully. Not long ago, we heard our friend John tell you about how his bully was stopping his breathing in his sleep over 145 times an hour. Think about what that can do to your body's organs. It's no wonder that the snowball effects of long-term obstructive sleep apnea are heart disease, stroke, even depression and anxiety. But this problem is solvable, and we have solutions, and you'll be surprised at how simple they are.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. It's time to put that bully in his place. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
7:01, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, December 12th, our top story, an Arctic blast.
I'm Erik Bilstad. It's pardon season.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We do have that one accident on 894 eastbound right at Loomis. Luckily, it's out of traffic on the right, but it's enough to be a distraction, so be careful with that. We've also got building volume around the area. No major delays at the moment, though. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Air temperature right now, 3 degrees. Wind chill at 15 below. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, these dangerously cold winds driving temperatures and feels like temperatures down across southeast Wisconsin. TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
National Weather Service continues a cold weather advisory for most of southeastern Wisconsin. Wind chills remain well below zero. Morning wind chills as low as minus 25 in some spots.
If the kids are walking to school, bundle them up. Or even if they're not walking. You only got a few minutes, right?
As those temps go down, the risk for a frozen or broken water pipe goes up. Milwaukee Waterworks Superintendent Patrick Pauly tells WTMJ what homeowners forget to check in some of these cold snaps.
Our primary concern at this time with this quick burst of cold weather is interior plumbing or meters freezing.
Pauly also reminding homeowners, good time to close those outdoor spigots and disconnect those outdoor hoses.
Now out on bond in Wisconsin after faking his death and fleeing the country, Ryan Borkward of Watertown. Missing kayaker, remember he disappeared on Green Lake in August, faked his own death, and ended up in Eastern Europe. Green Lake County Sheriff's Office confirming he was alive overseas in a video sent in November. Sheriff there is Mark Podol.
On December 10th, Ryan arrived on U.S. soil. He was then booked into the correctional facility.
Podol says this is a positive outcome to some degree.
We brought a dad back on his own accord.
Borgward posted bond after being charged with misdemeanor obstructing an officer.
A scathing federal review of the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee.
Unable to meet its oversight role and providing misleading financial information. That's what a U.S. Department of Housing report released to the public on Wednesday says. It also instructs HACM to create a recovery plan. Executive Director of the advocacy group Common Ground, Jennifer O'Hear, tells WTMJ.
We think that this letter coming forth at this time really is going to give everyone a leg up, because it's a map to a lot of the things they need to fix.
And Robert Masson.
It's going to be crucial that they have the support of the mayor.
At Milwaukee City Hall, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Governor Tony Evers today will continue his statewide listening tour as he crafts the upcoming biennial budget. When he was in Milwaukee, folks talked a lot about the $4 billion budget surplus.
South Milwaukee School Board member Patrick Hinn says not enough is being done to fund public education in the state.
Public education since Act 10 has not even kept up with inflation for investment. We're already $3,000 per pupil per each year in that aid.
Rebecca Vetz with Citizen Action Wisconsin wants more money invested towards health care.
If we accepted the expansion for Medicaid, we could bring in $438 million, and over 2 years we would have like $1.7 billion more coming from the federal government.
The new executive budget must be approved by July 1st of next year. Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
President Biden is commuting the sentences of roughly 1,500 people who were released from prison and placed on home confinement during the coronavirus pandemic, and pardoning 39 Americans convicted of nonviolent crimes. The White House says it's the largest single-day act of clemency in modern history.
Developing story this morning, man identifying himself as an American from Missouri, Travis Timmerman, has been found in Syria. He said he was freed from a prison earlier this week when dictator Bashar al-Assad was forced from power. Told CBS News he's been trying to make his way out of the country after walking out of the prison where he'd been held for more than half a year.
Coming up, gotta check the milk.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
America's Best installer of America's Best replacement windows does not have the word windows in their name. Their name is Siding. Siding Unlimited. Hey, the Sons took Dad's siding business and ran with it. Siding Unlimited, the family-owned Wisconsin company, keeps climbing to the top of Pella Windows of Pella, Iowa's awards. Siding Unlimited, one of only 5 Pella Premier installers in the whole country. But better than that, the top. For 4 of the past 5 years, Pella has honored Siding Unlimited as their National Certified Contractor of the Year. You want windows? Pay Wisconsin prices with this great local company, delivering National Championship Award-winning service. Great craftsmanship, clean up behind, and leave the job better than before and better than expected. You know, the company with Wisconsin family values. Pride in integrity, pride in people, pride in Wisconsin. SidingUnlimited.com.
Bengo made his list and checked it twice. Turns out Bucks fans are really nice. Slay the holidays with a limited time ticket offer that will land you at the top of Bengo's nice list. Score gifts for the Bucks fans in your life. And treat yourself too. Holiday packages feature ticket codes to redeem now or use later. Exclusive Bucks holiday items. And an e-gift card that can be used to eat, drink, and be merry at Fiserv Forum. Explore options at bucks.com/deal season.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
The original Botana's restaurant. More than 50 tequilas, 20 different margarita flavors, convenient parking, and the best service in town. Stop by to enjoy their weekday lunch specials. The original Botana's on 5th Street.
Mi casa es su casa. That's Botana's.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
Badgers just dropped their 2025 football schedule, and it is ugly for Bucky. We'll give you a few of the marquee matchups next.
Body cameras have become more common for police officers, but not in the city of Madison. Associate Professor of Law at UW-Madison, Cecilia Klingy tells WTMJ why police prefer the body cams.
Usually, cameras become very popular with police agencies because they are able to produce video when there is a dispute about what happened, and frequently it actually ends up being protective of the policing agencies.
Klingel says Madison just finished a pilot project with those body cams and is hopeful to funding approval for their permanent use.
Federal regulators making rounds to enact nationwide milk testing for traces of bird flu. Host of Midwest Farm Report here on WTMJ, Pam Yankee, telling us what these tests are supposed to show and where they're happening.
The concentration of concern is in California right now. They are red hot. Their dairy herds are still contracting cases every day. Wisconsin has never had H5N1 in our dairy herds. We haven't even had a case in our birds since January.
Yankee says the USDA is trying to figure out how bird flu is spreading from chickens to cows and that people don't have to worry about milk that's available in the grocery store due to pasteurization. Signing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:09.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Better is around the corner in 2025. Feeling better. Getting rid of joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics patients are able to walk up and down stairs, sleep without pain. Basically, they feel normal again. That can be you. The time is now. Take action to get the pain relief you deserve in 2025. Call QC Kinetics and say goodbye to the shoulder, the knee, or the back pain. QC Kinetics local medical professionals are waiting for you. Regenerative medicine means starting the new year without achy joints. No more pain pills, no steroid shots. The best part, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. Meet their local folks in Greenfield or their clinic in Mequon. I've been there. Great people looking to work with you. And the best part, you can use your FSA dollars. Live the best life in 2025. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Our next WTMJ Trivia Showdown is coming up Wednesday, December 18th, presented by Quizmaster Trivia in support of Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive. So this time it'll be Kristen Bry, Steve Scafidi, and Brian Noonan hosting the competition. They'll be at Broken Bat Brewery, 7 o'clock. Can't make it? Help Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive with a monetary donation by texting CAPCO, K-A-P-C-O, to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Traffic brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences for over 30 years. Perfect holiday gift this season is a Bartolotta gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com. Deb?
All right. We're seeing a fair amount of broken down vehicles around the area. This cold is starting to affect everything, so just be extra careful. The roads right now are looking okay. We're seeing everything is being passable, and I'm not seeing too many delays out there. Even that accident on 894 eastbound at Loomis has been cleared out of the way. So at least at this point, our travel times are looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today. Arctic blast has descended into southeastern Wisconsin. Very cold and windy. Temperatures today only topping out in the teens. Wind chills remain well below zero. It is clear and cold tonight. Lows dipping back to the single digits. Wind chills between -5 and 0 degrees. Then mostly sunny to partly sunny for our Friday. Highs back into the upper 20s. Rain likely on Saturday. High of 40 degrees. After some morning showers on Sunday, it's cloudy and mild with a high of 44. And we'll look for another chance of showers on Monday with a high of 46. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 3 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Really only about 24 hours more until we break this brief but fairly brutal cold snap.
Oh, yeah.
The Iceman cometh.
Indeed, but he'll be leaving tomorrow. Reiterating new language now, no longer a wind chill advisory, but a cold weather advisory for much of southeast Wisconsin. That goes until 10 o'clock this morning. Racine, Kenosha, Walworth counties not hitting the threshold for the advisory, but probably still stupid cold there, right?
Right.
We're expected to break out of it already tomorrow, as you heard in Brendan's forecast. Tomorrow's high temp, 27 degrees. Thinking about our friends, though, the Salvation Army's Red Kettle competition, that begins today. It runs today. The Celebrity Bell Ringing Contest where folks will be out ringing bells at various locations. They're trying to raise the most money.
We have one coming out today. Kristen is doing it somewhere.
I've got the list here. Everybody's going to be out at the Milwaukee Public Market various times starting at 11 a.m. Effort brought in more than $6,000 in 2023. Adriana Mendez and Tom Durian from TMJ4 will join Chief Aaron Lipsky of the Milwaukee Fire Department. They've got a tour. And let me see, when is Kristen? Kristen's going to be out there at 4 o'clock. Oh, man, that is so cold right there on the corner.
The sun is dwindling at that moment.
Bernie Brewer of the Racing Sausages at 5 p.m. outside the Milwaukee Public Market, ringing the bell. But they've got the insulation. Like, that's the nice time to be in the suit.
Yeah,
in the
I
outfit.
suppose. You're right.
On a serious note, though, the Red Kettles, they're out everywhere for Salvation Army this time of year. I spoke with Major Beverly Gates of the Salvation Army, who tells us they're a lot more likely to get donations when you have someone at the kettle.
The ability for people to give increases tremendously when there's somebody standing there ringing that bell and greeting you and making eye contact and saying hello and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Salvation Army always looking for volunteers to ring the bell as well. You can sign up through the holiday season.
Saw a Cub Scout out at the grocery store the other day doing it.
Cool. Your kids need National Honor Society hours, volunteering. Great thing. You and I have both done that, you know, and folks are super kind. It really puts you in the spirit of the season. Let these guys handle it today, though. Warmer day on the horizon tomorrow.
My name is Freeze. Learn it well.
Sports is sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Hey, Wisconsin, WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Add more joy to your holiday season and drive with confidence this winter in a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC. Or explore the peace of mind benefits of a GM-certified pre-owned model. Holiday's year-end sale is the destination to get more vehicle for your buck, score the season's best offers, and get more for your trade. And that's on top of Holiday's low closeout price on remaining new 2024s. Speaking as a longtime loyal fan, I know you'll appreciate Team Holiday's relaxed, pressure-free way of doing things. The transparent, simplified buying approach, family atmosphere, and genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State. Put Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer on your side and navigate today's car market confidently. Accolades are per 2023 Buick and GMC zone sales records. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Sorry, Greg. Likely too late to keep them out, but you can't get rid of them. Vince Vitrano for the Bugman and Queen Bee. This is your best pest defense, and because it's a local, family, veteran-owned and operated business, you know, they know Wisconsin winter. Adam over there, he's the Bugman. Was talking with him. He said, you know, weather turning colder now. It's likely the bugs that we're going to find a way into your home, they already have, and they're already there. So here's what you do now. You get the Bugman and Queen Bee out to your home or business. They do a seasonal invader, crack, crevice, and void treatment. Basically, they blast the insecticide into those spots. Takes care of any insects that we're hoping to spend the whole winter inside your walls. Bugman wants to do something special for everybody who listens to this show. 20% off your first service, or if you do two things like we did at my house, rodent inspection plus full insect treatment, that's 25% off the cost when you tell them Vinny sent you. The best in local pest defense, Bugman, QueenBee.com.
Driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal, and a law enforcement officer can tell if you're driving high. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Packers and Seahawks Sunday night. Saints, Vikings, Bears to follow on the Packers schedule. We're at 9-4 on the season right now in the wild card playoff picture, but quarterback Jordan Love is in a run-the-table mentality.
We're kind of in the same boat as last year. You know, we're saying we got to win out. You know, our goal is to win every game to finish the stretch and obviously, like you said, secure a playoff spot. But
yeah, Love saying, you know, and he did say it multiple times, you know, 1 week at a time, one game at a time, all those cliches, but they know you lose this week. Packers, if the season ended out, would be the number 6 seed in the NFC. But you lose this week, you're back on the bubble and not an easy stretch ahead.
And you're favored and you should win, but playing in Seattle, not easy.
Right. In terms of another tough road ahead, Wisconsin football just dropped its 2025 schedule. On it, you ready? Alabama, Oregon, The Ohio State, Michigan, all on that just dropped 2025 schedule this morning. I don't know. I'm trying to find 5 wins. 5 wins for Bucky next season. There's a bowl-a-thon for Tausch. Also, meanwhile, quarterback Jordan Locke is on his way out, announcing that he'll enter the transfer portal. Kind of an interesting play here.
I am breaking up with you.
I mean, it wasn't all on that kid's shoulders, right? The entire offense was a mess. Then you fire the O coordinator and whatever. But was he some sort of stellar standout who, is leaving for greener pastures?
Maybe he was reading the tea leaves and knew that he probably wouldn't play. Or he saw they had Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana.
I don't want any part of that. He found out the schedule early and ditched. Forget it.
To the college hardwood, UW Milwaukee, UW Green Bay, an absolute
boat race.
Yes, Panthers take care of business, beat up the Phoenix 88-67. Milwaukee's Jermichael Stillwell, one of the best performances of a Panther ever.
Left wing Johnson for 3, no good. Rebound for Jermichael Stillwell. There's number 19. 24 and 19 for Stillwell.
Scott Warris with the call there on 101.7 The Truth. Yeah, 24 points, 19 rebounds. That's a school record. He nearly out-rebounded the entire Phoenix team by himself. They only had 22 as a team. The head coach, Doug Gottlieb.
Jermichael Stillwell was awesome. And we were not.
Yeah, we were not. That's Gottlieb there, the Green Bay coach. He's also a national sports radio host. He just moonlights as a college head coach as well.
In his free time, he coaches this team.
Yeah.
But it's not his fault.
No, I'm sure. They're back to the drawing board there. They've lost 6 in a row.
7:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This is Libby Collins. Join me this week on WTMJ Conversations when we talk with Jeff Moran, the president of the Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design.
I remember a soul-crushing moment when I moved into the dorms and talking to one of the fellow students. He's talking about his mom taking him to life drawing at the Met when he was 12. And I'm thinking, I was pumping gas.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
All right, it's getting closer. The time is coming where the family is coming over, and you take a look at your bathroom and went, oh, my goodness. Hey, everybody, Debbie Loziga here for Kohler Services. And if you do need a bath or shower remodel, I got something for you. My friends at Kohler Services can help you out this holiday season. Family owned for 150 years. I mean, they know what they're doing. It's Kohler, folks. We know about Kohler. And they have this beautiful Kohler Luckstone shower portfolio. Now, Luckstone is that crushed stone material that they use to make the walls. And it looks just like marble, but at a fraction of the cost. It makes everything look so good, pulls everything together. It's gorgeous. Not too long ago, I had Jason come out to my house. He did some measurements, took a look at my shower space, said, yeah, we can do something for you. Here, sit down next to me. He designed the whole shower space for me right in front of my eyes on his computer and said, this is what it's going to look like. And he gave me a custom design and a quote at the end of the design consultation. Couldn't have been easier. Still on the fence, folks? Got to tell you, here's what we can tip it in. Get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Luckstone shower remodel. Hey, that's awesome deal. So all you got to do is visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. They've got fast professional installation always included. It's KohlerServicesWI.com.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At Truestone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we do have something even sweeter. Open and use a Truestone checking account, and we'll give you up to $350 cash back. It's not exactly what the recipe called for, but $350 can buy you a lot of cookies. It's true, because we're Truestone. Learn more and sign up at truestone.org. Offer subject to terms and conditions. Recipient responsible for applicable taxes. Membership required.
Codorama is going on now at Sendik's. Wild-caught North Atlantic cod fillets for just $4.99 is just the start. Check out the best seafood in the market at Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie?
All right, the delays are kicking in. Eastbound 94 now from 76th Street to Hawley Road. little bit coming out of the stadium interchange. On eastbound 894, we got backups basically from 60th Street all the way past Loomis. And then we've got a couple of broken down vehicles here and there strewn about. They are out of traffic, luckily, but it's giving you an idea. The cars are balking at this cold weather. So you want to be out there, take care of that kind of situation. Also, when you're driving, you want to be careful with those bridges and overpasses on and off ramps. They might be a bit slick. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Got to get through today. Tomorrow, our high temperature will be up to 27 degrees under mostly to partly sunny skies. But for today, wind chills dropping to 20 below this morning on our way to a high of 14 degrees. Clear and cold overnight, 6 degrees the low temp, and wind chills still below zero. Right now at 3 in Milwaukee. 2 cases of missing people now found, people who went missing of their own accord. One, of course, right here in Wisconsin, with that man from Watertown. We're learning more about his faked death, but not so much his motivation this morning. More on that in a moment. First, this breaking overnight. They found, or at least we know this morning, she is safe. This was the woman from Hawaii who missed a connecting flight in Los Angeles and then vanished. Hannah Kobayashi. According to family, she is safe. Police previously saying she was, quote, voluntarily missing and had gone on her own will across the border in Mexico.
This is the one whose father went to look for her, ended up taking his own life.
He was found near LAX in a parking structure. Death ruled a suicide after he had gone to look for her. This family is out with a statement. We are incredibly relieved and grateful that Hannah has been found safe. This past month has been an unimaginable ordeal for our family. Here's the thing. We're not going to probably know much more about it or what was going on. A police statement from LAPD. Now that we have this new information, this has become a private matter, and we will wrap up our investigation. So they're not planning on sharing anymore. We don't know what was at play there. Mixed feelings about that. This is a person who, a family is going through something.
Of course,
but at the same
clearly
time,
something going on there. Yeah.
You asked the community, and the whole country was watching this story to invest in what is going on. Folks were out looking for her, and then you don't provide any sort of explanation as to what was going on here.
That's an interesting point because we kind of run into that with the Watertown, Green Lake County situation, too. Ryan Borkward is a free man this morning. He was released yesterday on a $500 signature bond. He went through court on Wednesday. He intends to represent himself. He doesn't have any money.
I have $20 in my wallet.
That's him in court. He'll be back in court in January. So Borkwart is the man who faked his own death, right? The kayaker, Green Lake, who ended up overseas meeting with the woman. He's charged with obstructing an officer.
If convicted, he could face a $10,000 fine and 9 months in jail. The sheriff is also looking to recoup the tens of thousands of dollars spent on the search.
The sheriff, very emotional, knowing that a father was finally back home. He was asked about the family.
We just briefly spoke to them, and I can only imagine how they feel.
And the criminal complaint, I'm holding it here, 4 pages long, really specific about all the details, all he had to do, the life jacket he bought that he left on the kayak, the tackle box to mislead searchers. He even washed off footprints on the road because he had to climb through some muck to get out of the water.
Talked about the specific spot he climbed out of the water.
Yeah,
right?
The e-bike he purchased, the second battery he had, how he hid the e-bike from a friend so no one saw it and would be all... Yet, there's one thing missing from this criminal complaint. A motive. Why? There's no why in here. And it seems strange, and I think we know why that's the case. They didn't put a motive in because I think they're trying to protect the family and protect him and their private dealings, which is going on, which I think anyone can respect that. It's just unique to see a criminal complaint that doesn't detail the motivation for why they broke the law.
And that's the big question. Why'd you do it? Was it because of this woman whom you apparently met? Were there things going on at home? Why did you do it? And there again, too, the family's entitled to their privacy, but at the same time, you got a guy who's been charged now.
Yeah, faces a charge of breaking the law, obstruction.
And whole communities that invested in this story and were out looking for the guy.
And no explanation other than just wanted to fake his own death.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell about 100 points to 44,149. The NASDAQ was up more than 1.75% in trading on Wednesday to 20,035, and the S&P 500 closed at 6084. That was up almost 50 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today, Jeff Salazinski. He's Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, the market is still challenging for buyers today. We've talked before, businesses tend to renew insurance policies either Q4 or January 1st. Tell us a little more about what those challenges entail today.
Sure, Vince. Thanks. It's great to be here again. A few factors are defining this market for commercial insurance buyers right now. Some rates are up, like auto insurance, umbrella insurance, and property coverage. Some rates are headed down, like workers' compensation and cybercrime coverage. And insurance companies continue to be very disciplined in their approach to underwriting.
So, Jeff, what else is going on?
Another important factor is guidance and communication about how to navigate all of these market conditions. We talk to many businesses that still have not heard word one from their agent or broker. They're concerned about making an uninformed decision. Buyers know that clock is ticking. Or, if they have been contacted, they still feel uninformed about what's happening in the market today or have been just provided a renewal premium amount, and that's it.
So what's the message then, Jeff? Say you have an upcoming renewal in December or January.
There's still time to work with R&R, Vince. Our process looks like this. We inform you of where the opportunities are in today's market. We work with you to prepare your file to best position your company for selection and pricing by an underwriter. And R&R can get multiple companies competing for your account.
So why else should a business work with R&R Insurance?
Vince, business owners shouldn't settle for poor service. It'll cost you nothing to sit down and talk to R&R Insurance. If you're looking for a better insurance buying experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Got some slowdown southbound 41 from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94 is backed up from 84th Street all the way through to Hawley Road. Again, a little bit out of the stadium interchange as well. Eastbound 894 slow from Forest Home to Loomis. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Mostly sunny skies today, but very cold and windy. Wind chills dipping to 20 below, high of just 14 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Police in New York say they found 3 shell casings that have been matched to the gun recovered on the 26-year-old suspect in the shooting death of the United Healthcare CEO. Meanwhile, acquaintances of Luigi Mangione from high school, college, and later say this isn't the man they knew.
They're saying that that's a completely different person than the Luigi Mangione that they were used to. Described him as a thoughtful person, a capable person.
A missing American found alive in Syria. The United States believing it might be Travis Timmerman, who went missing around 7 months ago from Hungary. This as more families look for their loved ones after the collapse of Bashar al-Assad's regime. FBI Director Christopher Wray announcing yesterday that he'll step down from his role shortly before his former boss, Donald Trump, takes office next month. This as Trump named Kash Patel as his replacement more than 2 years before Wray's term was set to end. President-elect Trump set to ring the opening bell on the New York Stock Exchange today. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, dangerously cold wind, the big factor driving down our feels-like temperatures across southeast Wisconsin today. TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
National Weather Service continues a cold weather advisory for most of southeastern Wisconsin. Wind chills remain well below zero. Morning wind chills as low as minus 25 in some spots.
Frostbite, one of the concerns with the super cold weather today.
The father of 3 who faked his own death during a kayaking trip in Green Lake is now out on signature bond. Ryan Borkwart of Watertown disappeared in August, then fled the country, faking his own death. The Green Lake County Sheriff confirming he was not extradited back to the States. He returned on his own. He's been charged with a misdemeanor obstructing a police officer.
Housing Authority in the city of Milwaukee is still, quote, troubled, according to a U.S. Department of Housing report released just hours into Wednesday's first meeting of a new board.
The report says Hackham management fails to provide high-quality public housing, accurate financial reporting, or compliance with federal program regulations. And there hasn't been a full 7-member board since 2019. After Wednesday's annual board meeting, Executive Director of the advocacy group Common Ground, Jennifer O'Heir, tells WTMJ.
We are incredibly hopeful
with the change in leadership, both with Willie Hines retiring, but also with 4 new reform-minded board members.
At Milwaukee City Hall, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
This report was actually sent to HACM leaders and Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson nearly 2 months ago, first now surfacing just days after Executive Director Willie Hines announced he was retiring.
The HACM board did officially appoint Commissioner Charlotte Hazlett as chair.
I look forward to being of service to the agency as well as the residents and our stakeholders.
Although there was no public comment period Wednesday, the board indicated it wants to consistently hear resident input in the future by setting up public hearing sessions in addition to regular board meetings.
Milwaukee's Penguins returning to a renovated home.
Milwaukee County Zoo's curator of birds, Alex Ware, says the new habitat features improvements for birds and guests.
We installed a nose-to-beak experience, if you will, 23-foot acrylic panel where the guests can get right up close to the birds.
Other improvements include a new life support system to keep the penguins comfortable all year and a new shade structure.
And it'll cast a nice shadow over the north side of the exhibit where the penguins tend to hang out. And that'll provide much-needed shade for them in the summertime.
The zoo currently houses 15 Humboldt penguins. In Milwaukee, David Ozzie-Scott, WTMJ News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic sponsored by the Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield is excited to welcome Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
Coming up, and the Time Person of the Year is...
This report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. Discover the advanced pressure-relieving power of a Tempur-Pedic, making aches and pains a thing of the past. Right now, Queen Tempur-Pedics start at just $52 per month when you use Steinhoffels' 60-month special financing. Plus, you get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Don't overpay for a good night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of a delicious experience to your family, colleagues, and clients with Milwaukee Food and City Tours. Board a bus and let our tour guides show you some of Santa's favorites on our Christmas Bakery Bus Tour. It's an action-packed 3-hour tour complete with stops at 5 bakeries in your choice of Milwaukee or Chicago. Whether they've been naughty or nice, everyone walks away with cookies and memories together. Book your Christmas Bakery Bus Tour for your office or family online at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's WTMJ Steve Scapini. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. On top of that, Universal Windows Direct is offering 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Packers say they're taking it, one game at a time, but sports coming up at 7:45.
Your Time Person of the Year is, as expected, President-elect Donald Trump. Time releasing that earlier today. We anticipated that he would likely be named, just given the election cycle that we've been through. Usually, not always, but usually, a candidate who wins the election would be named. Plus, even if he lost the election, he could have been named Person of the Year.
Because every conversation about the election started with him.
Right.
Right.
Given the relevance, the impact, and all that goes with being named Person of the Year.
And here's the thing with the Person of the Year, and we've had our next standout of the year. We engaged in these conversations trying to pick folks from Wisconsin who would be our standouts of the year.
The SOTs.
You don't want to not pick the person who's the obvious choice just because you're trying to be profound.
Right.
Right. So, it was right in front of you, for good or for ill, depending on how you look at it. This man
one made sense.
Was the top of every story, all the conversations, moved the political universe.
You could have made an argument for Benjamin Netanyahu, perhaps.
Right. And again, for good or for ill, depending on how you look at it, but how he's managed the war in Gaza, responded to the terrorist attack more than a year ago. Right.
And as far as Wisconsin's morning news goes, our definition of an impact player, someone who left a mark, who left an impact on the state of Wisconsin in the year 2024. We unveiled another name earlier today, and we'll do it again at 8:10 this morning.
The drone mystery growing, so is the sense of alarm over the skies of New Jersey. That next. News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10, right here on WTMJ.
Are you waiting for a miracle to feel financially secure in retirement? In a recent study, over a third of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Annex Wealth Management listens. Then, our team of experts gets to work, using leading-edge technology to build a comprehensive plan that covers investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. We stress test it, run it through countless variables. Then, and only then, we present a framework for a financial plan tailored to your goals in retirement. And unlike our competitors, Annex doesn't have any products to push. No hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that out there already. We're a fee-only fiduciary, required to act in your best interest at all times. More planning, fewer miracles. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Build confidence in your future with Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
Vince Vitrano for Shopco Optical, because I'm 50. Never needed glasses before, and now I do. But I'm starting from scratch here, which is why the decision for a relationship that's now going to last the rest of my life was an important one. Shopco Optical, a trusted brand. Dozens of locations across southeast Wisconsin. It's so easy to get started. You go to shopco.com, you take a minute or two to punch in your information, and just book your first appointment. Done. Just had mine this week. Great experience getting 2 pair of glasses. Now's a great time to get started with your vision benefits set to expire. Maybe you want to maximize your FSA dollars as well before the end of the year. Still plenty of room for you on the schedule at a location near your home or business. Start seeing straight with a name you know and trust. Shopco Optical. Get started at shopco.com.
Hey, Christmas is all about family. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Create wonderful memories and take your family to the magnificent Christmas Day buffet at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, voted the best supper club in the area. It's your favorite foods, including a prime rib carving station, all the sides, a huge dessert table, and it's all you care to eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 always eat for free. The Fox and Hounds is decorated with thousands of holiday lights and Christmas characters. It is magical. A true must-see. You'll feel the warmth of those 7 wood-burning fireplaces right away. Celebrate New Year's at the Fox and Hounds. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free, even on New Year's Eve. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. The drive is beautiful. So don't cook and clean on Christmas Day. Enjoy your family and the incredible buffet at the famous Fox and Hounds. Reserve today. Tables fill quickly. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Checking in with Debbie here, 20 to 8.
Okay, eastbound 94 is backing up from basically Highway 164 all the way to the Barker Road area, then back on the brakes from 92nd Street through the Stadium to 35th. Westbound is slowing down basically from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. We've got southbound 43 just starting to get a little bit heavier between Locust and, from Keefe to Locust. And then on the bypass, heading eastbound, delays from 92nd Street all the way through the Loomis area. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, very cold and windy, mostly sunny though this afternoon. High temperatures only topping out in the teens. Wind chills still well below 0. It's clear and cold tonight with lows dipping back into the single digits. Wind chills will still be near or below 0. It's a mostly to partly sunny sky for our Friday. High temperatures back into the upper 20s. Rain likely on Saturday with a high of 40 degrees. After some morning showers on Sunday, it's cloudy and mild with a high of 44 and another chance of showers on Monday with a high of 46. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp right now, 3 degrees. 7:42 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Thursday morning. The drone mystery continues to grow. Seems like there are more and more of them. Maybe you've seen even the video in your social media feeds or on the TV, these different clips that are showing up. This is happening over the skies of New Jersey. The sense of alarm is alarming.
The Coast Guard, a commander told me how between a dozen to 30 of them were following one of his 47-foot vessels right behind it. You know, that's not, who does that?
That's New Jersey Congressman Chris Smith. He is speaking out about the reports of these drones flying over his home state. near military installations, tracking Coast Guard ships near a Trump-owned country club. Nobody knows where they're coming from, what they're doing, where they're going.
Are you kidding me? DOD doesn't have the capability? Are we that blind to a potential adversary? It does raise very serious questions.
Now, Congressman Smith there again, says
Not
he was
wrong.
told. He said he was told by a Department of Homeland Security official that they don't know how to track the drones. No, it can't be done. No, can't do it.
See, that's the part that I'm confused by with this story. This isn't new. It's been going on for weeks, right?
Right.
More than a month. There are internet sleuths everywhere who try to solve or do solve murders. There are groups who decide to help find high-profile missing persons cases who end up finding the remains or finding the person. How is there not a hobbyist? How is there not someone who's already thrown a drone up there to follow these drones or to take closer pictures of them or to explain what these drones exactly are as far as what they're used for? How have we not gotten to the bottom of this already?
And the other thing I'm calling BS on is the insistence from multiple layers of the federal government that these aren't from a foreign adversary. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but how do you know? If you're telling me in one breath, we can't track them, we don't know where they're coming from, we don't know where they're ending up, we don't know what their purpose is, then how do you know that they're not from a foreign adversary?
Can you just assume that they're ours and someone just doesn't want to say?
That's just it. Right now, the only explanation I can come from is they're sort of playing into this thing, but they don't want to say what their real purpose is. They do know.
But the thing is that this is over Jersey. It'd be different if it was Area 51 and these drones were flying around and they're practicing.
It's people's neighborhoods.
It's what is happening?
And they're not small either. That's the other thing. This isn't this wouldn't be confused for a hobby drone. My kid has a drone. He, something that ends up in the tree in front of your house. They're as big as cars in some cases.
You can't tell me that there isn't a drone guy or some drone lady who already knows enough about these who could give a pretty good informed, educated guess as to what they are, at least, what type of drone they are.
They probably have, and they've been abducted. So just saying.
And we'll leave it there. 7:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, there's free pizza today at the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Merck here. I love the Mine Shaft pizza. Pepperoni's my favorite. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. Buy 2 pizzas, get 2 free. Buy 10, get 10 free pizzas. Any size, any quantity. Hey, coaches, bring in your teams. Check it out. They can beef up on the free pizza. Your players will love the Mine Shaft's world-class game room. It's super affordable, team bonding. Bring in pizza today for your loyal employees, maybe your clients. They'll appreciate you, and your second pizza is always free. Incredible value. Business owners, managers, order now and pick up your pizza shortly or dine in. Plus, the Friday all-you-can-eat fish fry is just $7.99, $7.99. That's nuts. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. Don't turn your oven on. Just walk in today for your free pizza. Plenty to take home for tomorrow. MineShaftRestaurant.com. Big food, big fun. It's the Mine Shaft.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Week 15 in the NFL kicks off tonight. West Coast battle. Rams in San Francisco to play the 49ers. That's a 7:15 kickoff. Packers will also be on the West Coast Sunday night against Seattle. Playoff picture starting to come into focus. Got 4 games left. Green Bay would be the 6th seed right now.
We're focused on this game, period. But I do think.
but I do think. It's Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, knowing how the math is shaping up. Each win at a premium, focused on the basics, he says, this week.
It's a lot of these games, especially late in the season when you're playing good football teams, are separated by a couple of plays, and you never know when those plays are going to show up.
Remaining for the Packers, Saints, Vikings, and Bears in that order after Seattle. Good news for Green Bay, also injured cornerback Jair Alexander, a full participant in practice on Wednesday, appears on track to start Sunday night. Wisconsin football just dropped their 2025 schedule. I don't know, I'm doing the math. If we're better than 5 wins, as things stack up right now, I don't know how you get there. At Alabama, at Michigan, at Oregon, at Indiana. Also, The Ohio State University at home. Tough road for Bucky.
My new Trump break.
In 2025. And meanwhile, quarterback Braden Locke, when you issue a statement on your social media thanking the coaches, thanking your teammates for a, quote, unforgettable 2 years, what are you doing?
You're leaving.
You're leaving. He is out, entering the transfer portal.
So you don't like that schedule?
Well, I love the schedule. I mean, you want to play the best, but
boat races.
Indeed. Multiple.
Speaking of boat races, how about UW Milwaukee beating up on UW Green Bay on the college hardwood? Panthers cruise, take care of business over the Phoenix.
Doug Gottlieb will take a timeout. The radio host by day, the men's college basketball coach by night, sees his team down 10.
Man, that's Scotty Orris with the call on.
Dig from Orris.
1017 The Truth. So, yeah, the coach of Green Bay is Doug Gottlieb. You may recognize the name. He does national radio talk. He's hosted a national radio show. He's also done some stuff on CBS for like NCAA tournament and all that. And he's also the coach of the Phoenix. After the game,
we got a good old-fashioned ass whooping on the boards, and they were just men and we were boys.
Yeah. Panthers just destroyed them on the boards. Jermichael Stillwell had a record 19 rebounds.
Word's out in the league, and this is the way you beat us, and we just have not responded. And we are searching for guys that respond.
They're looking for better players, I guess.
We're just trying to find somebody who will defend and rebound. And we haven't found it.
Poor Gottlieb, man. The coach kind of looking inward, too, a little bit.
No, I think I've really tried my hardest to continue to pump them full of confidence before the game, but I think during the game we get stunned and hit, and it's the same thing on repeat. Yeah. And then I lose my cool a little bit with them because I just don't understand.
How long was this news conference?
It's like 30 minutes
it's a
long.
Tough post-game coach.
Oh, man, still going.
Jermichael Stillwell was awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
And we were not.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, Stillwell doesn't play for Green Bay.
No.
We got a good old-fashioned ass whooping on the boards, and they were just men and we were boys.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Ensure your home remains comfortable before we reach the brutal post-holiday winter. Yes, Santa Claus is magical, but his elves aren't qualified to build Pella windows. There are just too many options and customizations. So instead of going through the big red guy, take advantage of this Pella deal. Get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends 12/31 of 2024. Visit PellaWI.com.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Well, if you need a bath or shower remodel this holiday season, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Codorama is going on now at Sendik's. Wild-caught North Atlantic cod fillets for just $4.99 is just the start. Check out the best seafood in the market at Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
Traffic sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie.
Okay, we got a problem on 94 eastbound right about at 68th Street. Center lane is blocked with a broken down vehicle. So we got delays from before 84th Street all the way through to 35th. The westbound side's got a little bit of a backup out of the Marquette interchange all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. On 4394 northbound, we're looking at delays coming out of the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue, and then again from Lapham to the high-rise bridge. Southbound 41, a slow ride from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's tightening up a bit between Mayfair Road and Burleigh. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Duray Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Cold weather advisory, in effect for most of the listening area until 10 this morning. Very windy and cold. The sun is out, though. High of 14, wind chills of 20 below today. For tonight, clear and cold, a low of 6 with wind chills still below 0 at times. Friday, a high of 27. Then it warms up into the 40s through the weekend with a chance for a rain on Sunday and Saturday. Right now, it's 7:52. It's 3.
Idea Man.
I don't say this often. Book it.
Innovator.
If you can tell me right now
that on divisional round weekend or the NFC Championship game, we got to go to Detroit.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
I think everybody in that locker room is going to be motivated and feels very good that they can beat that Detroit team.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tausch, I want to ask you about the Badgers schedule in a minute, but did you catch any of the story we just did on this drone issue over New Jersey? You got government officials saying they're being told by Homeland Security people that, we don't know how to track them, so I guess
it's fine, though.
It's fine, but don't worry about it.
No, we're good.
I have seen that, and I don't know what to make of it. I mean, I think we've always thought, some of us, and it's, wear the tinfoil hat about aliens and everything else, and then there's been little stuff that leaks out, and is it going to get declassified? But now, you see these drone fireworks shows, and this stuff's cool, and then, they're going to be delivering stuff. And we had one of our trivia contestants yesterday called. He is a train driver, so he runs trains, and he said he was thinking at some point maybe the drones will come and you won't even have to dock. They'll be able to just come, zoom in, pick up the packages from the trains, and take them to your house. So the thing is, everything happens so fast that you don't know what to make of it. And the fact that nobody can give us answers kind of freaks me out a little bit. If I'm being honest with you.
I just don't like being told by the federal government that we don't know where they're coming from. We don't know where they're going, but don't worry about it.
Where are they coming from? I don't know. Well, where are they going? I don't know. Well, where are they from? I don't know.
We can't figure it out.
But where are the citizens, Tausch? Usually this is totally an internet sleuthy thing where one of us just decides to throw up our drone and follow them or ram one just to see what
okay, so first off,
why isn't that happening?
I don't think that's a good idea, but again, people are I think we're getting copy of it. Like we're seeing it, and the part that freaks me out is that they're showing up and they're orbiting in a certain way, and then they go away. Well, where do they go?
Right.
And so for people that always give conspiracy theorists a hard time and everything, I'm sorry, here we go. Somebody should have an answer for something here, or all of a sudden it's going to be that. Now you're starting to wonder. My internet went out last night, and I wasn't sure I was going to be on this morning. I'm thinking, are these drones coming and just taking, pulling internet out? The problem with not having information is there's now a vacuum of whatever information comes. So, wow, thanks for, so my internet's out and I'm blaming the drones. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys.
You know what's going to be tragic is when we find out that it's just a big ad for, The Voice on NBC or something like that.
It's a commercial. Well, it worked. All right, got to get your take on the Wisconsin football schedule.
Pella Windows and Doors, Gina Tella.
That's 25, yes. All right, Tausch, the Badgers next season at Alabama, at Michigan, at Oregon, at Indiana, the Ohio State coming into Camp Randall, Washington coming into Camp Randall. Oof, I'm trying to five wins in there.
Well, first off, we don't know what the team is. We just hired a new offensive coordinator, and we don't know, but is the schedule – as we look at it, and I think in a normal college football landscape, I would agree with you. It's dang, it's going to be tough. 50% of these rosters are turning over. That's where we're at. So Indiana is everybody's darling this year. They could easily, next year, we could be looking at it and saying, wow, they're 3-6 when we go to Bloomington. You don't know. Now, do I think Oregon and Ohio State are going anywhere? They're not. Michigan was the defending champs, and this year – people are like, we're playing Michigan. They can't pass. They're still going to be okay. But anytime you have an at Alabama and an at Oregon, it's tough sledding. Right. And then you start looking at some of the other games. There's no Northwestern on the schedule. Iowa boat raced us. So the bottom line when I saw that was, man, I really hope we get a lot better on all sides about what we're doing at Wisconsin, because this schedule is This year's schedule we just played was daunting. I would probably argue that this coming up one is harder than the one we just played.
You know what's so frustrating, though, Tosh, is you mentioned IU, Indiana being the darlings this year, and they got an exciting game against Notre Dame, which will be fun to watch and all that stuff. Why can't the Badgers be the darlings
That
ever?
was supposed to be us.
Well, Indiana gets a new coach.
Hey.
They have a history of never being
Boys.
good. And here they're in the
Boys.
playoffs.
Here's the deal. This is the beauty of the new landscape. It's every year. It's no longer a 4-year deal. Oh, we're going to it's every 6 months. It can happen. I would think it's easier if you have Indiana's schedule that they just played than the one you just mentioned. But have faith. Even if you don't know what the heck those drones are doing.
I'm still, you know who hasn't appeared yet? Guy with shotgun. Oh yeah, I'm just going to shoot it down. Yeah. Sir, we don't advise it. No, go ahead. It's over my yard here. 7:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Boat races.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Automotive supplier StratTech Security Corporation will list its Glendale plant and offices for sale and eliminate one shift with about 20 employees at its local plant. The company's executives will be seeking new spaces for manufacturing and corporate offices in the Milwaukee area. Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport is looking to increase its cargo capabilities to make it more competitive in attracting business. It's looking to spend $10.5 million to strengthen a cargo plane taxiway to allow for larger aircraft, which could attract more cargo users. A new Mediterranean restaurant is planned for Milwaukee's east side. Purse Lane could open in the spring in the space on North Farwell Avenue previously occupied by the restaurant Ardent. It will serve small plates with Eastern Mediterranean fare. I'm Teddy Nykel for the Milwaukee Business Journal on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, Wisconsin, WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Add more joy to your holiday season and drive with confidence this winter in a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC. Or explore the peace of mind benefits of a GM-certified pre-owned model. Holiday's year-end sale is the destination to get more vehicle for your buck, score the season's best offers, and get more for your trade. And that's on top of Holiday's low closeout price on remaining new 2024s. Speaking as a longtime loyal fan, I know you'll appreciate Team Holiday's relaxed, pressure-free way of doing things. The transparent, simplified buying approach, family atmosphere, and genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State. Put Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer on your side and navigate today's car market confidently. Accolades are per 2023 Buick and GMC zone sales records. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Get your rock solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8:01. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Thursday, December 12th. Our top story, bitter cold settles in.
I'm Erik Bilstad, an American found in Syria.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Northbound on 4394. Looks like we got a crash off on the left shoulder right about at Howard Avenue. Watch for delays up past that up towards Lapham. We've got eastbound 94 right about at 68th Street with the right shoulder blocked. A disabled vehicle there was in traffic. Now we're moving along slowly from about 84th Street all the way through the stadium. The westbound side is backed up from 25th Street all the way to Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Milwaukee temperature at 3 degrees right now. Wind chills in the double digits below zero. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, these dangerously cold wind chills in place across southeast Wisconsin. TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
National Weather Service continues a cold weather advisory for most of southeastern Wisconsin. Wind chills remain well below zero. Morning wind chills as low as -25 in some spots.
And cold temperatures, frostbite an issue, as well as freezing pipes, something to think about as we have this cold weather. But again, we should climb out of it. High temperature of 27 tomorrow.
A missing American has been found in Syria. Travis Timmerman is from Missouri, was freed by Islamist fighters from prison. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer spoke with Timmerman not long after he was located.
With no idea that the dictator was gone, Timmerman made up his mind to leave Syria secretly, and he was walking with his head down, sleeping in abandoned houses until he was spotted this morning in an orchard. The State Department says they're aware of reports of an American who's just been released from jail, and they are attempting to provide support.
Timmerman says he was treated well in detention, but could hear other young men that were being tortured.
This morning, the Watertown man who faked his own death and fled the country, Ryan Borkwart, is free on bond. The sheriff in Green Lake County, Mark Padell.
On December 10th, Ryan arrived on U.S. soil. He was then booked into the correctional facility.
Sheriff Padell says the positive outcome.
He brought a dad back on his own accord.
Borkwart posted bond after being charged with misdemeanor obstructing an officer.
Focusing on expanding health care for people of Wisconsin. That's what residents are telling Governor Evers during his statewide listening tour stop in Milwaukee. Rebecca Vest with Citizen Action Wisconsin tells WTMJ the state has the money to fund more access.
If we accepted the expansion for Medicaid, we could bring in $438 million, and over 2 years we would have like $1.7 billion more coming from the federal government to help us cover those costs. And with that, we could do a lot to improve like Medicaid reimbursement rates, and it would be good for providers and it would be good for patients.
Vest is hoping for more action on health care now before the incoming Trump administration sets its own rules.
Bird flu starting to affect dairy cows. Federal regulators are calling for nationwide testing of milk. Midwest Farm Report host Pam Yankee telling WTMJ that milk in stores is safe to drink.
Milk and dairy is safe. Wisconsin is the leader when it comes to biosecurity and safety measures, but USDA just wants to try to make sure if anything starts changing, that they're on top of it.
Yankee also reminding us that pasteurization eliminates diseases like bird flu or other bacteria.
Coming up, splashing into their new home.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:04.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Where the heck is everybody?
Beg your pardon?
I'm at your store and...
Yes?
Nobody's here.
That's because Hasselus mattress showrooms are employee-free. Take your time and test our selection of Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, CertaPerfect Sleeper, and more without commission-crazy salespeople breathing down your neck.
Yeah, sure, you say that, but come on.
What?
Where the heck is everybody?
Hasselus really is employee-free.
Okay.
So we can sell mattresses for way less, like the Beauty Sleep by Beautyrest Elm Cove B Queen. Others sell it for $12.99, but Hasselus has it for $8.42. Plus, check out super low pricing on Sealy Posturepedic, CertaPerfect Sleeper, and more.
Yes, but...
And through Monday, get an extra $248 credit just for shopping local.
Well, that's great, but I just have one question.
What's that?
Where the heck is everybody?
Open 9 to 9. Find an honest-to-goodness employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com. Hasselus, employee-free since 2014.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
Just announced this will be your first headliner for this summer's Summerfest at American Family Insurance Amphitheater, Thursday, June 19th. Def Leppard with special guest Tesla will be that headliner. That's first night, right? Summerfest? It's got to be. It's kind of an early start for Summerfest.
Yep.
Again, doing the 3 consecutive weekends.
Yep.
We should stop probably saying that at this point. This is just what Summerfest is now. So that first Thursday, the headliner at Summerfest, Def Leppard, special guest Tesla. That news just dropping this morning.
Body cameras have become a common thing for police officers, but not in the city of Madison. Associate Professor of Law at UW-Madison is Cecilia Klingy. She tells WTMJ why police prefer the body cams.
Usually, cameras become very popular with police agencies because they are able to produce video when there is a dispute about what happened, and frequently it actually ends up being protective of the policing agencies.
Klingel says Madison just finished a pilot project with the body cameras and is hopeful for funding to approve their permanent use.
Now forensic evidence, authorities say, links the suspect to the killing of that insurance company's CEO, Liliana Luciano, from CBS News.
Shell casings found at the scene where United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was killed match the 3D printed ghost gun 26-year-old Luigi Mangione had in his possession when he was arrested, according to the NYPD Wednesday. Police also said the suspect's fingerprints match the ones found on a water bottle and a wrapper found outside a Starbucks, where surveillance video appears to show he was before the killing.
It is frigid out, and the goal, of course, staying safe and warm during this bitter cold. WTMJ's Fix-It Show host David Nason has some tips for you.
David Nason tells WTMJ people should take the time to clean their furnace filters.
If you have the little 1-inch filter, where a lot of people do, that filter should be getting replaced every 45, 60 days.
Nason says windows should stay locked and closed.
When they're closed, your windows should be locked. If they're not locked, that means they have an opportunity to be drafty.
And anytime you leave the house,
you can turn the heat down if you're going to be gone, say, all day. That's why, if you have a programmable thermostat, you can turn it down to like 60 degrees, and then so that it turns back up when you are home.
Sean Brundup, WTMJ News.
You would have thought the timing was perfect because Milwaukee County Zoo is cutting the ribbon on their new penguin exhibit.
Yeah.
They spent about $5 million rebuilding the penguin exhibits, and they just put them back in the habitat yesterday. So we sent David from our news team out there. He was at the thing, and I'm like, well, how'd the penguins like it? He's like, well, they weren't all in there right away because it was too cold. And he was serious. I guess these penguins are used to a little bit more temperate environment when we're thinking like, well, they're in the Antarctic. Right? No. Too cold for the penguins. Right now.
President-elect Donald Trump is named Time Person of the Year this morning. Of course, we've got our own standout of the years to announce.
The SOTs.
Coming up next.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Speaking of things that stand out of the year for me.
Yeah.
My roof, huh? How about that?
Stands right out now.
Thanks to that worry-free roof.
You feel good about it, don't you?
Worry-free roof tune-up from Tri-County Contracting, of course. Tri-County Contracting, they do the worry-free roof tune-up, so I feel so much better now that it's going to be so cold outside because I know the roof is good to go. Chuck and his team were on the roof, and they've extended the life now just by going up there and looking at some of the things, replacing some of the shingles that needed replacing, the gaskets that needed to be replaced, and now I'm not worried about, I need a new roof. No, it was good to go, says Chuck and his team. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Our goal is to provide patients with the strongest, most effective, and safest options in this exciting field of regenerative medicine.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
The idea that you can avoid a joint replacement is very exciting.
And that's from a surgeon who's done thousands of joint replacements, but who now believes there's a better way.
Regenerative medicine, as we understand it today, gives lasting pain relief, improved function, without surgery, without drugs.
Under Dr. Scheinkup's leadership, QC Kinetics medical professionals treat patients every day with the most advanced protocols in natural biologics. Literally tens of thousands of people all over America.
I've been doing research on regenerative medicine for 2 decades. This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy a $100 gift card from the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant. Get a $20 gift card absolutely free. What a deal. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Checking in with Debbie at 8:12.
Okay, well, we have eastbound on 94 with this broken down vehicle right about at 68th Street. It's now out of traffic, but the delays are there from 84th Street pretty much all the way through to 35th. On the westbound side, got backups from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 43, we've got some backups there, starting at about Hampton all the way down past Locust. We've also got an issue on northbound 4394. There's a crash on the left shoulder right at Howard Avenue, so delays backing into the Plainfield curve, up past that up to Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Got to get through today. Tomorrow, a high of 27 degrees under mostly the partly sunny skies. But for today, very windy, mostly sunny, but wind chill still dipping to 20 below zero. We'll warm up a bit, high of 14 degrees. And tonight, clear and cold, low temperature at 6, with wind chills still below zero. For the weekend, high of 40 on Saturday, 44 degrees your high temp on Sunday. Right now at 3.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
I said 3. 3 degrees.
Yeah.
Not great.
It happens.
But short-lived, again. Temperatures pushing 30 degrees already by tomorrow. Important announcement this morning from Wisconsin's Morning News.
Big day today. As it always is, right?
The SOTIs.
Yes, as we've been doing all week long, Standout of the Year honorees here on Wisconsin's Morning News. What is a SOTI, a Standout of the Year? It's a person who's left an impact on the state in the year 2024. Left a mark, if you will.
Usually someone in a leadership position that, nobody does these things usually by themselves. They have teams around them, but this person was an easy pick for me. Like, you look at the things that she, and I'm revealing it there, that she has touched and all the different facets of life that were affected by those things that she touched and influenced, made an easy choice for me.
All right, let's hear it.
The Wisconsin's Morning News Standout of the Year is... Visit Milwaukee CEO Peggy Williams-Smith.
I proudly accept your nomination for President of the United States. Thank you.
A sea of balloons would fall from the rafters at Fiserv Forum as Donald Trump accepted the GOP nomination on the final night of the Republican National Convention. And at this very moment, the center of the political universe, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And thousands of visitors were happy as can be.
Our guests might not remember every detail about their stay in Milwaukee, but they're going to remember how we make them feel.
That was Visit Milwaukee's CEO Peggy Williams-Smith before the convention, knowing full well what was at stake in 2024. A rebrand was taking place, literally.
There's a heart, and the heartbeat of the city runs through a vibrant, pulse of energy.
Visit Milwaukee unveiled a new look in 2024, and with that, a new Milwaukee vibe to show off.
That is both confident and optimistic.
An energy that included a brand spanking new convention center. But to be successful, you need more than just a shiny car. So now you have the engine, right? You have the machine. Now what?
Well, our machine started 3 years ago. We couldn't wait until it was done.
Great leaders understand all facets of the business, and that's Peggy Williams-Smith.
Jeff Sherman of WTMJ's The Upswing has known and worked with Williams-Smith for years.
Peggy is someone that brings other people to the table. She pushes her staff and her team through the curtain and gets people involved, and that's what a great leader does, and ultimately it's those little things that make her so incredibly effective.
We're in Wisconsin.
You know, going into Wisconsin, going to Milwaukee, there's going to be cheese, there's going to be bratwurst.
She was instrumental in providing the hit show Top Chef with all it needed. Tourism Secretary Ann Sayers.
None of this happens without great partners. Thank you to Peggy and Josh and Claire, the entire team at Visit Milwaukee. They are rock stars, and they are anchoring this for your community.
Are there specific events, Peggy, that you will now target and say, look at what we did here?
Well, we've been doing that. We started when we secured the DNC.
So we'll just continue, and now we'll be able to say that we executed a convention. There's really nothing we won't go after unless it requires a football stadium.
Well, actually, a football stadium is at play.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the NFL selects Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Titletown, USA, Green Bay, Wisconsin will host the draft next year. And don't think for a second that Visit Milwaukee didn't play a role.
We were very involved with Brad Toll and the Packers and their team on bringing the draft. We're going to partner with some people to try to make sure that we can host some things here so we get some of that overnight business before they drive up to the draft and then come back here.
More drafts, more conventions, more TV shows means more money. Not only for Milwaukee, but for Wisconsin.
Billions of dollars. That's billions of dollars in economic impact, but it is $1 billion in direct spending as well.
Peggy Williams-Smith, our Wisconsin's Morning News Standout of the Year, and she is live with us in studio this morning. Hi, Peggy.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
That was a little weird, right? We're playing this wonderful piece that Eric put together.
Almost
Keeping
like this
praise
is your
upon
life.
you.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
I'm sweating a little, and I was really cold coming in.
Well, you're an easy choice for us as we started kicking around different names because of the number of things that you and Visit Milwaukee had your hands in that really affected our lives, not only in this past year, but as we've talked about the NFL draft coming to Green Bay. So let's start there. What sort of things? You just had Aaron Popke and the Green Bay Packers bring their draft team. They've been doing this statewide tour. They were in Milwaukee yesterday. What sort of things are the Green Bay Packers? Is the Green Bay community looking to you for in support of this huge event coming next year?
You know, I think that, well, first of all, everything will take place in Green Bay. That is where the majority of the excitement will be happening. But we want to make sure that we see some of that economic impact. We know that in Green Bay, the majority of their hotel rooms will be taken by the people who are putting the draft on. So there's an opportunity for us to capitalize on that and then do some things here that shed a light on Milwaukee and how sports-oriented we are. So we're working with some partners to try to make that happen so that we can get some of that. We'll also do, you know, our Sports Milwaukee. We'll do a fam tour, taking people up to the draft so that we can showcase all that Wisconsin has to offer as a sports state.
How far out do you generally look, like years-wise? I mean, is it like 5 years, 10 years, or does it really matter?
Well, we announced that we're hosting ASAE, which is the Super Bowl of association meetings in 2034. So we're looking out pretty far.
All right. And that's always the case. It's always about planning ahead, planning ahead, planning ahead.
It is always. And what I was doing a presentation yesterday with some of my team, and they showed me that is getting further out again. It was far out, and then with COVID, everything shrunk. So everything was pretty quick, happening pretty quickly, and now we're starting to see that long-term planning happening again.
I read something very interesting about you, Peggy, that you had said that COVID and the DNC being, quote-unquote, canceled here literally saved your life in a way.
I mean, I think it did allow me to really get to know my team, form a bond, and realize and recognize what we needed to do to put Milwaukee on the map. And I don't know that I would have had that time. Oh, but saving my life was because, you're right. I had my appendix burst the Saturday that the DNC would have been arriving.
Yes.
And I would not have gone to the hospital had the DNC been in Milwaukee.
You would have been working.
I would have been.
I'm telling you, I had my appendix out as an adult not that long ago. That's not a pleasant experience.
No, but I would have not. I would have ignored the pain.
Right.
I would until I couldn't ignore it. So.
Oh, my goodness. Talking with Peggy Williams-Smith. She is our choice for Standout of the Year here on Wisconsin's Morning News. Let's talk about the convention center, the Baird Center now. I remember when it was built, and from the moment it was built, we were talking about the need to expand it. We need to get it, we need to kick it out. Like it always, if you looked at it, it looked undone.
Right.
Because the whole plan was always to expand it. What is it? What leadership did you provide to finally help Marty Brooks and his team over there at Wisconsin Center District to get that across the finish line, built, redone, and open?
Well, all of that was done prior to my arrival, and it was thanks to the boards of both organizations who saw and really forged forward. You know, it was a joint effort led by, back then it was Omar Sheck and all of those guys who and ladies, including Tracy Johnson, who does some work here, who really worked hard to make sure that we were set up for success that I was when I came in. And I am so incredibly thankful for that. And then Marty being able to operate, being able to get it pushed through, literally as we were in the midst of our first pandemic in over 100 years, and then being able to sell that. That has been something that has drawn attention to us. My team is on the road half of the year, at least at 60 sales missions and trade shows throughout the country and the world. And this has been something that we've been able to focus on and talk about. And it really has brought renewed interest to Milwaukee to bring people's meetings here and locals. Like every day. The other day I was in my office on a call and I get a visit from Sergeant Peterson, who wants to bring the mounted police here in 2025. People are excited to bring their groups, locals to bring their groups to Milwaukee, and that's what excites our team.
Is there a white whale? Like, is there some type of event or thought in your head of like, boy, it'd be awesome to get that or to bring this to Milwaukee?
I think everyone has their own white whales. If you talk to some people, they want an NBA All-Star game.
Yes,
They'd
please.
love to bring back an MLB All-Star game
Yes,
again.
please.
You'd love to have, any of those major events. I was just tagged in a post on Facebook. Cecilia Gore wants us to bring the Great Elephant Migration here. I don't know if you've seen it. It's amazing. I didn't even know what it was, so now I have the team researching it. But, there's just all different types of things in different sectors that would be great to have here. We are focused on a lot of industry events. Our industry peers talk about each other, and they're also our greatest salespeople because they're hosting the same meetings we are. And we have a goal of hosting one industry event a year, and we've got that planned out through 2027. We're still looking for 28 through 31, but we're working on them.
What remains a barrier to you, Peggy, when you talk with people from all over the country and perhaps the world who may or may not be considering Milwaukee to book an event or to do these major things? What are the one or several barriers that you still face?
We're working on a strategic plan with a destination master plan. And I think that's the one thing that as an organization we've missed, to be part of that conversation when we're looking at the growth of the city and the mayor's goal to grow the city to 1 million people. We need to be at the table talking about what we need to continue to attract visitors. A great place to live is a great place to visit. They go hand in hand. The first time someone comes here, if they are not from here, is as a visitor. So how do we identify what we need from a data perspective as well as what everyone says, put that information into a plan and move forward? So, there's a lot of things that go out that we need, everyone needs. Could I say a huge something like a bean? Could it be from Chicago? Not necessarily
an attraction.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And we have a lot of attractions. And we have amazing museums, amazing culture. Like, we have no shortage of things for my team to promote right now. And that is fantastic. This can't be said for many other cities. We're one of 30 NBA teams. We're one of 30 MLB teams. Those are things that help attract people to our city. So we just want to work on what that looks like moving forward so that we can make sure that we're filling that convention center. And when that's not filled, that leisure visitors find this a great place to come and visit.
Well, I'm just glad that we have now offered you another tool. Now you can say that you're a Wisconsin's Morning News Standout of the Year honoree.
Yes,
You
right.
put that on the old business card. That'll work out really nice for you.
Top of the curriculum vitae.
I do a Christmas letter to my team every year, and listening to what you said, it's them, right? It is not me. I can go through everything you said and talk about the person or the team of people from my team who were instrumental in having those things happen. So I am just incredibly blessed to have a team that loves, lives, and breathes our city.
Well, thank you for everything you're doing.
Yeah, I'm back to work.
Thank you.
Peggy Williams-Smith, our Wisconsin's Morning News Standout of the Year.
That was awesome.
Checking in with Debbie here.
Yeah, we've got eastbound 94 backing up from 84th Street through to about 35th. We got delays with the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle right about at 68th Street, too, so careful with that. On the westbound side, we've got backups from 35th to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43 slowing from Hampton all the way down to about Locust. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
One of the best things about the holidays is going home and spending time with family and friends. One of the worst things, getting there. Holiday travel can be tough, especially driving. If you or a loved one needs help after an accident this holiday season, we're here for you. Our top-notch team of experienced professionals is available 24/7. Be safe this holiday season. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Do you know how much money in your 401k or IRA is actually yours? Or will the government take a bigger chunk than you thought? Remember, you might still owe taxes on that money. I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates, and I believe it's your money and you deserve to know what's at stake. At Drake & Associates, we believe you deserve to keep more of what you earned. That's why we're here to help you navigate the confusing world of retirement taxes. We'd like to offer you our free Retirement Ready Toolkit. Right now, taxes are historically low, but they won't be this low forever. So text TAX to 414-409-9982 today to get your complimentary toolkit. That's TAX to 414-409-9982. You work hard for your money, and we'll work hard for you.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
WTMJ's next Trivia Showdown, presented by Quizmaster Trivia in support of Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive, is coming up December 18th with Kristen Bry, Steve Scafidi, and Brian Noonan as the hosts for the competition at Broken Bat Brewery. Going to be at 7 o'clock there. Can't make it? You can help Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive with a monetary donation by texting Capco to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. And we'd love if you can make it out, have you bring an unused, unwrapped toy and a whole bunch of your friends to WTMJ's Trivia Showdown. Presented by Quizmaster Trivia, supporting Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive next Wednesday, December 18th at Broken Bat Brewery.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Just about 8:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Our thanks and congratulations to Peggy Williams-Smith, Visit Milwaukee President and CEO, our standout of the year today.
If you text the word standout to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, we'll send you today's story about Peggy Williams-Smith. We'll also include her interview once we get that uploaded in there. And we also have links to our other honorees from earlier this week.
You know, the convention center, no small piece in what she does with her mission. They've talked about it not being big enough since the day it was built, right? I was just in Indianapolis a few weeks ago for a big deal down there and was with Wisconsin families, right? We're walking through their convention center, and one of the guys I was with, he's like, yeah, well, good luck. This is why these guys get the stuff. Look at this convention center. Look at this convention center had nothing on our newly remodeled and now added onto convention center. Ours is nicer than the space that was there. Now, Indianapolis is centrally located. It has a lot of other things going for it that put it in competition for these things. But that said, we're now at that level where if you come down and visit that convention center, you would not think that there's another place that has anything on us.
Mm-hmm.
We do still have some natural barriers, right? Would you like to be hosting a convention here today? The wind chill's 15 below. Like, the weather is a real thing. We're not Orlando. We're not going to be. But can we compete in this region and for those things? And then also, Peggy made the point, there are a lot of things, it's not all about these out-of-town conventions. There are a lot of things that we locally go to. I mean, I was just at the train show there.
Right.
It was great being in my convention center, right? It was something I enjoy.
It was interesting she mentioned the bean, the Chicago bean. Isn't that funny how much the bean, the attention of that one little piece of art, and by little I mean just in the grand size of Chicago, that still gets a lot of that attention, like putting that there. Like, do you need a bean in Milwaukee? Not specifically a bean, but...
We have some beans.
Yeah,
what are our beans? We got the Fonz.
No, come on.
Got the
Calatrava's an easy one.
Calatrava is a big bean, and that's a part of the promotion of the city. It's one of the only types of that architecture in the world.
Man, I hate to sound cynical, but it'd be so difficult to figure out a bean for Milwaukee.
We have to have our own bean,
well, because everyone's got an opinion on everything. Everyone will tear down anything. Blue shirt will get brought up again. You know how that goes.
And you can't repave a sidewalk in this town without a protest committee forming. Right?
Anyway, we do have another SOTY to give away, a standout of the year for Wisconsin Morning News.
The SOTYs.
6:20 tomorrow morning.
Do not be afraid. Archbishop Listecki here. The words spoken to Mary are familiar words from the years of Pope John Paul II. We can sometimes be fearful and anxious that we may not be able to respond to the challenges that God presents to us. But God is with us and for us. Like Mary, He will use us as instruments of His power, sharing His love for our brothers and sisters. Be not afraid. It's Advent. Join us at Mass.
As you age, you start noticing pain in your joints that didn't used to be there. But you don't have to live in pain. When joint pain becomes a reality, schedule your free pain evaluation with Rejuvenex. We'll find where your pain lives and inject powerful, FDA-approved medicines that reduce inflammation and pain, while improving mobility in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees, with some patients experiencing relief for greater than 2 years before repeating the process. While treatments like stem cells can cost close to $10,000 per joint, at Rejuvenex, the cost for your injection can be as low as $65, and almost all major insurance plans cover our treatments, so you may not have to pay anything at all. Call us now to schedule your free pain evaluation, because I'm pretty sure we can help you. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Did you know that military veterans in Wisconsin carry millions of dollars in debt? This holiday season, it's time to give back to those who have given so much. Verizon and the Milwaukee Bucks are teaming up with ForgiveCo to make a difference with the Verizon Debt Relief Program. All December long, Verizon and ForgiveCo will relieve $250,000 of debt each week to ease the burden on local heroes. To find out how military veterans and members can receive special Verizon offers, visit verizon.com/military. Let's bring the spirit of giving to those who served.
The original Botana's Restaurant. More than 50 tequilas, 20 different margarita flavors, convenient parking, and the best service in town. Stop by to enjoy their weekday lunch specials. The original Botana's on 5th Street.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luckstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
At 8:34, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, December 12th, our top story, blame the winds today.
I'm Erik. Bilstad, serious injuries after 2 accidents.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, eastbound 94 from 84th Street. You're seeing delays all the way to about 68th, where the right lane is blocked with a broken down vehicle. Watch out for that. More delays through the Stadium interchange. Southbound 43, we've got some delays. I got a crash on the off-ramp to Green Bay Avenue, so careful with that. And it's going to be slowing down from Hampton all the way down past Locust. And then on the bypass, looking actually okay all the way down north and southbound, east and westbound for once. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Milwaukee at 16 degrees below zero for the wind chill. Air temperature at 3. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, dangerously cold winds driving. Feels like temperatures down across southeast Wisconsin. TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson.
National Weather Service continues a cold weather advisory for most of southeastern Wisconsin. Wind chills remain well below zero. Morning wind chills as low as -25 in some spots.
The cold weather, of course, can cause frostbite. Also issues with your plumbing. If you haven't, I just did it last week. He turned off that outdoor, the pipe that goes to the hose.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Smart move.
It was still warm last week. So if you haven't done that yet, going to want to do that in a hurry.
No class because of the cold for Pius High School today. Class is canceled because of an issue with their boiler system at Pius. It's impacting the heat, of course. School's working on it.
Father of 3 who faked his own death during a kayaking trip in Green Lake County has been released from jail on a signature bond. Ryan Borkwart of Watertown. Remember, he disappeared back in August, then fled the country. The sheriff there in Green Lake County, Mark Podol, says officers had been in contact with him.
He's cooperated with us, got on an airplane, and
landed in the United States.
Sheriff Padol confirming he was not extradited but did return on his own. Borkwart now charged with a misdemeanor obstructing an officer and is due back in court in January.
Hit by a car after getting into a different accident. There were only minor injuries in a two-car crash near Highway 36 and Highway J. This is in the village of Rochester Wednesday evening. Driver of one crash car was trying to cross the street. He was hit by another vehicle at highway speeds. No update on his injuries. Everyone is cooperating with police.
A scathing federal review is out now in the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee.
Unable to meet its oversight role and providing misleading financial information. That's what a U.S. Department of Housing report released to the public on Wednesday says. It also instructs HACM to create a recovery plan. Executive Director of the advocacy group Common Ground, Jennifer O'Heir, tells WTMJ.
We think that this letter coming forth at this time really is going to give everyone a leg up, because it's a map to a lot of the things they need to fix.
And Robert Masson.
It's going to be crucial that they have the support of the mayor.
At Milwaukee City Hall, Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
This report was sent to HACM leaders and Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson nearly 2 months ago, but was only just now released just days after Executive Director Willie Hines announced his retirement.
Time now for News About Your Money, the WTMJ NX Wealth Management Market Update. Stocks are trading. Wall Street is reopened this morning. President-elect Donald Trump doing the honors with the bell. The Dow is up 29 to start the day. The NASDAQ starting down 93 and the S&P starting down 14. Financial planning at every level. AnnexWealth.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time AccuNet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick AccuNet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
6 projects in with Inspired Closets Milwaukee. Now that's a happy customer. My friends Katie and Dan will custom design solutions for your home to help you cut the clutter, calm the chaos, and even bring order to your family life. Listen to this from Margot. One of the projects done in the home was adding a desk space to the kitchen area. This is what she wrote. Our daughter comes home every day and completes her homework at the desk because she loves it so much. It turned out better than we could even imagine. That's doing more than just making better use of space. It is providing workable solutions to life's challenges. Bring order and function to your home and your family. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. Southbound on 43. Looks like we've got a crash on the off-ramp to Green Bay Avenue, so watch out for that. Delays continue past that all the way down to Locust. We got eastbound 94 backing up from before 84th Street all the way to 68th, where you will find the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle. We've also got northbound on 4394, a crash on the left shoulder right about at Howard Avenue. Everything seems to be rolling along past it without too much of an issue. So that's pretty much all I got for you. The road conditions are actually looking pretty good. Just be extra careful on those bridges and overpasses. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
.842 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We're not going to be in the hurt locker much longer.
My name is Freeze. Learn it well.
Wind chills dipping to 20 below zero at some point today. Now closer to 15 below with our air temperature of 3, but will be short-lived.
Good news is it's like 1.5 days. By Friday, we're back up to 30.
Yeah, Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Isnansky talked with him earlier in the week. Yeah, you can do it, right? You can get through a day. It's
just one day is fine.
3 and 4, and it's like, then really starts to wear on you.
And if it's not you, it starts wearing on all the other things like the house or the car or the other stuff that you have outside.
Oh, the cold start in the car. Come on.
Please.
Also thinking about some folks that we know pretty well here. It is the Salvation Army's Red Kettle competition today.
That's right. That starts today. Ooh.
Susan Kim and I rang the bell one time in this on a really cold day, and it's tough.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea is to bring people out, and the Red Kettles are out everywhere once again. It's the annual Red Kettle campaign for the Salvation Army. But today, they really try to bring in a big chunk of money by getting folks that you might know from the community out there to ring the bells. So they brought in $6,000 at this one location in a single day last year. They're out front of the Milwaukee Public Market at various times starting at 11 a.m. Some names you would know from TMJ4, Tom Durian, Adriana Mendez will be out there, Chief Aaron Lipsky of the Milwaukee Fire Department, Kristen Bry from here at WTMJ. She's got a turn at 4 o'clock.
New bro.
That's going to be
good luck, Bry.
Super cold. Bernie Brewer and the Racing Sausages take over at 5 o'clock. I think they're going to do well. They're fine. They've got the outfits.
They'll be warm enough.
Yeah. On a more serious note, Red Kettle campaign, super important for the Salvation Army here locally, all the services that they provide. And they know, like, when, you know how it is. You go into a store and there's just the kettle there versus when there's someone out there actually ringing the bell.
A little bit more obligation. You kind of feel a little guilty.
Dig for the change.
Got to give you something, yeah.
The ability for people to give increases tremendously when there's somebody standing there ringing that bell and greeting you and making eye contact and saying hello and Merry Christmas.
That's Major Beverly Gates from the Salvation Army here in Milwaukee.
Just looking at you.
Your ability to give tends to increase.
You know, I do wonder, though, if it gets to be difficult to receive money in the buckets there for people who don't carry cash as much anymore. The idea of carrying cash is definitely not the same as it used to be, especially change.
I think I've seen at some of the locations like a QR code actually out there, and it's easy to donate online, right? If you want to pay at the office, as it were,
right.
You can do that as well at salvationarmy.org.
I swear I donated earlier.
No, I did, right?
My name is Freeze. Learn it well.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax Resolution and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. We have talked with a number of new clients who told us the same story. They had a tax situation and went with one of those national firms with the TV and radio ads. You know the ones. They guarantee they can settle your tax owed for pennies on the dollar. They take a $10,000 fee up front, and then you never hear from them again. We are a local firm and just want to help you resolve your situation so you can get on with your life. Don't let your bank account get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security check get garnished, or a lien put on your house so you can't sell it or get refinanced. The state can even put a hold on your occupational license. What happens when the hospital finds out your nursing license is suspended or you can't sell insurance anymore? Make the right choice and call 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us today. Schedule a free meeting so we can talk and come up with a solution to solve your situation now. If you wait, it will not go away. The first meeting is free.
Vince Vitrano here for Johnson & Sons Paving. Potholes, it's going to be a tough time right now with the freeze-thaw. Cracked pavement about to get worse on you. You know, you need the work done. Your home walkway or drive, your commercial parking lot, if it's all busted up, let's get this local family-owned company over there, at least for a free quote. You can still do that right now. And here's what you get, direct from my team at Johnson & Sons Paving. We mitigate landmines in your budget and schedule. We don't play the low bid, high actual cost game. We are honest and reliable. Look, you know you got to get it done. Not trying to sell you anything here that you don't need. So if you have to have this work on your pavement, aren't these the kind of folks that you want to work with? Plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors, asphalt and concrete. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Two cases of missing people now found. People had gone missing of their own accord. One, of course, right here in Wisconsin, talking about the guy from Watertown, learning more about his faked death. And also, we're not learning more about one persistent question. More on that in a moment. First, this news breaking overnight. They found her, at least we know this morning that she is safe. This is the woman from Hawaii who went missing. She didn't get on a connecting flight from Hawaii. She was going to New York, or at least that was the itinerary. Flew into L.A. and then vanished. Hannah Kobayashi is her name. According to family, she is safe. Police previously saying she was, quote, voluntarily missing and had gone on her own will across the border into Mexico. Statement from LAPD this morning. We are happy to learn that Hannah has been found safe. Now that we have this new information, this has become a private matter, and we will wrap up our investigation. Family was out with a brief statement. Remember, the father went to look for her.
Yeah, that tragic. He went to look for her in L.A. He ended up taking his own life, the medical examiner says.
Found his body at a parking structure near LAX.
Yeah, near the airport.
And that was not explained, nor do we know where this woman was found or the circumstances about it. And I appreciate what LAPD is saying here. Like, we're a criminal investigating agency. There's no crime here. We're done. And I appreciate the family wanting privacy. They're obviously going through something, but you ask a community, and this was a national news story, people to invest in this story, to be on the lookout for this person, to worry and be concerned, and then you don't even give them the benefit of an explanation as to what happened here. And that's hard for me to swallow.
Right. And that, excuse me, there's some similarities and parallels to what happened here in Wisconsin, in Watertown and in Green Lake County. So Ryan Borkward, he's the missing kayaker who faked his own death. He's a free man this morning. He was released on a $500 signature bond. Went through court on Wednesday. He intends to represent himself. He doesn't have any money.
I have $20 in my wallet.
Yeah, that was him in court on Wednesday. He'll be back in court in January. So he's been charged with obstructing an officer.
If convicted, he could face a $10,000 fine and 9 months in jail. The sheriff is also looking to recoup the tens of thousands of dollars spent on the search.
So that's Andrea Fujii there from ABC News. So we have the criminal complaint. Got it here. So he flew to Paris, met with a woman, ended up living in Georgia for a bit. Sheriff was very emotional Wednesday. I don't know if you listened to that news conference. Got choked up multiple times, saying that he was just happy that a father was back home, and he was asked about the family.
We just briefly spoke to them, and I can only imagine how they feel.
So the criminal complaint, if you read it, it is a public document. Super specific, hyper specific, all kinds of detail about how he went about this, how he got this e-bike that he ended up driving to Madison, how he had to hide it, how he was worried once he almost had to show it to a friend, and he had to hide it from this friend because he didn't want them to ask what about it. He bought an extra battery to make sure that he had enough power to get to Madison. He talked about how difficult it was. He had to leave a life jacket on the kayak to make it more realistic. He had to drop his phone in the deepest part of the lake. He had to climb through this muck to get back to shore where he left a tackle box. He also had to wash off footprints off the streets to make sure that a cop wouldn't notice that, an observant FBI agent or someone wouldn't say that and be like, that's
looks suspicious. Okay.
Washed off footprints and all of that. How he flew and had all this trouble convincing the Canadian customs people he didn't have a license. He just had a passport and he had a phone that didn't work because he ran out of battery, and they were suspicious
of it. Yeah.
Goes into all this detail. The one thing that is not explained in this criminal complaint as to why he broke the law is the motive. What's the motive? What motivated this guy to fake his own death? And usually, right? Usually, if you read a criminal complaint, that is explained. Or at least the criminal complaint and the prosecutors allege what the motivation would be.
Especially when you have the interview with the accused in this case, right?
Yes, giving all kinds
Sometimes
of
you're
detail.
issuing charges and you haven't had an opportunity to interview that person or whatever. But right, to have such a lengthy interview that, to your point, includes all of this excruciating detail, why'd you leave out the why?
And one would assume they're protecting the family and protecting, clearly, there's all of these members have gone through a lot. That's the assumption, right?
I suppose, and I go back to my earlier point, I appreciate that and appreciate their desire for, and as far as we know, wife, the kids, they didn't do anything wrong, right? So are they also victims in this case, right?
Right.
So understanding you want to protect them and the trauma that they're going through. At the same time, people spent weeks looking for him. People have wondered about him. This was a nationwide story.
And you say he broke the law.
Right. So you kind of like some explanation as to what he was thinking. So maybe that comes out later.
He'll be back in court in January.
8:53, Wisconsin's Morning News. One more time before 9 here, Debbie.
All right. We got a few things going on. We got a bunch of broken down vehicles around the area and stuff like that. Southbound 43, we did have that accident on the Green Bay Avenue off-ramp. That has been cleared. Still heavy, though, from Capitol Drive down past Locust. Eastbound 94, earlier broken down vehicle in the right lane at 68th Street also has been cleared. Delays stretching all the way back to 92nd Street. We've got more delays eastbound 94 from about Barker Road to Brookfield Road. There's a broken down vehicle there, but that one is out of traffic. And then we've also got this issue on northbound 4394 at Howard Avenue. The left shoulder is blocked right now with a crash heading through there. So give yourself that extra time. And remember, those bridges and overpasses might be a little bit slick and a little bit dangerous because it doesn't have the insulation from the dirt below it. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here reminding you that better is right around the corner in 2025. You're going to feel better. You're going to lose that joint pain once and for all. Why? Because you're going to call QC Kinetics. And QC Kinetics is going to help you walk up and down the stairs without feeling pain, sleep through the night without waking up because of that shoulder, being able to walk the dog without worrying about your knees all the time. That's what QC Kinetics is going to do for you in 2025. You got to call them, though, 414-285-3474. That number again, 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics will help you use your healing properties, retrain your body to help heal itself, revitalize your joints so you can move again and do it without surgery and without downtime. And do it right here locally in Mequon or in Greenfield. 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474. Feeling better once and for all in 2025 from QC Kinetics.
David Nason here, your trusted Fix-It Show guy, here to give you some essential home maintenance advice. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, cracks in your basement, it's time to call the experts I trust at Accurate Basement Repair. They've fixed many of our listeners' basements, and the results were fantastic. Dry, secure, and peace of mind restored. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. Call them today.
Thanks, David. Accurate Basement Repair. We're not just good, we're accurate.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
The Iceman cometh.
Temperatures topping out at 14 degrees today. We have just about an hour more of the cold weather advisory for much of southeast Wisconsin. That's set to expire at 10 o'clock this morning. It's not like it gets warm. Wind chills tonight still below zero. Warming up to 27 degrees for your high on Friday. Something's got to give on the drone story today, right?
So the drones that have been popping up in New Jersey for the better part of a month in different areas of New Jersey. Governor's weighing in.
The mayor of one of the communities that seems to be affected more than others there in Jersey.
The feds are weighing in on this, but no one seems to know. How is that possible?
I like this Jersey Congressman, Chris Smith, talking about he's talked to folks in the federal government saying he's been told that they don't know where they're coming from, they don't know where they're going, they don't know what they're doing, and also they can't be tracked. Said he was told by someone in the Department of Homeland Security they don't know how to track. Can't be done. Can't track the drones.
Are you kidding me? DOD doesn't have the capability. Are we that blind to a potential adversary? It does raise very serious questions.
Are you kidding me? We can't?
We can't find an internet sleuth to help with this? How's there not a drone guy in Jersey somewhere?
Just some hobbyist.
Send up old Gus and chase after one of these.
See if it shoots you down.
Yes.
8:58 WTMJ Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi up next.
These are your business headlines.